I'm talking about Shawty going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it's nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the bed. Man made the car. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water. Like the 7 Omega. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. And man makes them happy because man makes them dark. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world. But
Grand evening. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Frontline Black News. I'm your host, Shane Krumah. I should be joined here shortly with Shabaka Sankori, our West Coast correspondent, and Lady Che, who's also the host of Frontline Black News. And on Season 3, Episode 37, or Tray 7, Part 2 of the Frontline Black News, we'll be discussing the topics we didn't get to in Part 1. And that is New York City Mayor Eric Adams takes on New York City's migrant crisis, no help in sight. This is after he said, oh, we can welcome all the migrants. Oh, they can come on in. Now he's like, oh, no, we can't have this. And then the next story is the chairman. Shout out to the chairman from August 5th, 2023, Reggie Ray. Chairman in viral Alabama Riverfront Brawl avoids jail. Yay. Then we got Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and his allies stops measure on Chicago sanctuary city status vote. Shame on you, Brandon. Shame on you, Brandon Johnson. Then we got states are finding loopholes in the Crown Act. Well, we tried to warn y'all here in Denver, and especially in Colorado, the Crown Act wasn't specifically for Black people, but they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it, just like they didn't want to hear that whole election was rigged and bought and sold, bought and paid for by Bloomberg himself. So we're going to dive into that. And then we got a Harvard president survives anti-Semitism accusations. Then Coonye is back at it again, y'all. So we're going to go over his latest rant. Then Charleston White got beat up at a comedy show just outside of Dallas, Texas, between Dallas and Houston. So we're going to go over that. And then if we have time, our Unhoused Neighbor News and our Unhoused Neighbor Sweeps. So I'm waiting on Shabaka to get in here. I'm going to start playing this clip of Eric Adams copping pleas, begging the Biden administration to come help him. Not happening. Let me get these comments real quick. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Deacon, we see you. Or I see you. Twin, we see you. Appreciate you. It said the hottest channel on YouTube. Yep, Coonye done lost his mind. Yep. Yeah, he lost his mind quite a long time ago. Definitely after his mom died. He just definitely went off the deep end after that. And shout out to Charleston White. Yeah, he's a freaking trip. All right, so here we go. With the migrant situation in New York. Shout out to Lisa Kabur. If you haven't liked to subscribe to Lisa Kabur, it looks like she's reached 150,000 subscribers. Deacon and Twin Houses sound. Is it echoing? Is it like what's going on with the sound? Please let me know. I'm gonna get to playing this video. Shout out to Lisa Kabur. She's gonna give us a rundown on Mayor Adams' takes on NYC's migrant crisis. No help in sight. Okay, it sounds distorted. Okay. How does it sound now? On the video, does it still sound distorted or is it better now?
Mayor Eric Adams has been going through some trying times in New York, especially with the migrant situation.
Yeah, it took a long time to do it, man. They trying to.
Greetings, Shabaka, from the high income city.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. So the Pony Express lost today, huh?
No, that was yesterday, Shabaka. And there's no such thing as a pony. We are Broncos, goddammit. Ponies don't exist. Broncos do them. And that game was fixed, Shabaka. I'll be here all night talking about how fixed that game was. They took 3 touchdowns back from us.
How did they do that? Unnecessary roughness?
No, they tried to say we didn't make the cross the plane 3 times. Like, really? And then they called one touchdown back based off a penalty. And then, like I said, the rest been cheating all damn season. It's been a complete shit show. But welcome, Shabaka.
Well, didn't the coach use instant replay?
I don't know why he didn't challenge some of those calls. It was just like he was like, "Oh, we're just gonna let him play." Like the fix was definitely in. I said it before halftime. I said the fix was in. But it's all good. We still in the hunt. Unlike you scrubs, y'all beat the hell out the Chargers, and y'all is
but we need 2 more victories.
Y'all not even in the hunt. Y'all in the bubble.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, but that's why we got to win. If we could win every game that's left, we might have a chance to do it.
8-8,
guys, and we need
8-8. No, you're not getting in the playoffs. You can hang it up. 8-8. No. Remember, y'all tried to
we still got to play you.
We were 8-8, and y'all knocked us off the playoffs. Y'all won't have a repeat of that.
Yeah, we're gonna knock you off again in the last game of regular season. Y'all have to come out here to Las Vegas. Y'all have to come to Las Vegas.
There's a lot of Bronco fans out there. There's a lot of Bronco fans out there.
Yeah, I know. I bumped into a couple of them.
Y'all won't have no home field advantage.
Oh,
you said you didn't Bronco fans out there? Oh,
yeah, I saw some Bronco fans out here, man, and I got on Raider gear, man, and I'm like, man, you know, like, what's up with this, man? You know what I'm saying? You're in the wrong city for wearing that cat. Oh, hey, what's up? You know, and yeah, man. So that made my day. Pony Express.
Well, what made my day was the Cowgirls lost today. And the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, that made both of our days. That made both of our days right there. You know, the Cowgirls. See, the Cowgirls in Boys Town, I want to see them fools.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
49ers won, Shabaka.
So they're going to be hosting the NFC divisional playoff. Yeah, yep. They're already in the make for it. They're going to be hosting the NFC divisional playoff. And then Philadelphia, you know, they're going to be hosting the NFC divisional playoff in the East as well, too. You know, because, you know, man, there's a whole intricate map to it when it comes to the playoff pictures, you see. So, you know, a lot of stuff could still shift. Yep. But I just want to see,
especially on the AFC,
you know, the Ponies lose.
No, the Broncos are going to
so we need.
I just want to see the Gators lose as usual. Just lose.
Yeah, well, see, we got to win all three.
Yeah, just win. But getting to the Eric Adams, we're going to crumble.
Oh, man, that's cool, man. Yeah, he's pathetic, man. He's pathetic. And then also, to that Brandon Brandon Johnson in Chicago, and I'm glad you brought
that up. We're going to get on him too, Shabaka, so just hold your horses.
All right, okay.
So we got Eric Adams here. He copping pleas now after he said, we're taking the migrants. New York and take them in. Now he's talking please, talking about he can't take no more migrants. So we're gonna let Lisa Cabrera give us the breakdown.
All right, for Ms. Cabrera, and then also too,
try to get help.
No, what were we gonna say, Shabaka?
No, I was gonna ask if we could speak with Ms. Cabrera live. Please ask her to mention Frontline Black News. You know what I'm saying?
She always shouts us. I'll be in her chat.
Okay. I'm ready. Oh, okay. And then also too, the same thing too with Uncle Philip Scott. I like his material and what have you, man. But please mention us. You know what I'm saying? Because and then you and I got to go over, man, these groups. Yeah. Where we the administrators at, man, to see who's doing that there.
Coming in hot. Twin said you coming in hot.
Who's coming in hot?
You.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Glad that the ponies have to go back to the barn. Man, y'all's oats, man. Yeah. Man, y'all's oats didn't work, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up here looking at all these Cowboy
work. Like I said, they took 3 touchdowns back. But yeah, just in case you forgot.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Those goddamn it.
Oh, okay. And then also too, on his camera on his phone, I see they're not letting the reverse angle used, man. This damn artificial intelligence is really taking over.
Oh yeah, big time.
So you might want you might want to put a footnote in there, man, is because I turned on my laptop. That's why I put it on the phone, right? Yeah. Now, the phone won't let me reverse the picture frame, like how you'll show what's in front of you or if you want to show your face, right? Yeah. So the phone ain't letting you do that now, okay? And then I turn on my laptop, man, and do you know, man, I'm sitting up here, man, for 20 minutes just listening to this ping, ping, ping shit. AI, advertisement, and the damn state of California needs to do something about that to regulate them tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we definitely. We're still going strong
because it's getting to be too much. Yeah, because you're getting all these damn trillionaires, cornering the fucking market, man, and they ain't letting nobody else make no goddamn money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And, they want to clog up everybody else's shit, with this. And then they put this bullshit up here, you know what I'm saying? Like for these, and Tweety Bird, Tweety has quit sharing, information that you would get off the Tweety Bird. And you used to be able to share it to Facebook, so they shadow banding on that. Because, like when we do our advertisements, man, sometimes we'll go to Facebook and then we'll share it over to Tweety Bird. So Elon Musk, who's a bore, by the way, is allowing that. And then I'm making it plain out there to the whole wide world. There ain't no such thing as no white African. Okay, I don't give a damn from South Africa, East Africa, West. There ain't no such thing as no damn white African.
Try telling them Afrikaners that, Shabaka.
Oh no, they can kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? I've argued with them fools on the damn internet. I call them.
Argue with them in real life, Shabaka. I had a few of them in my class, and I went smooth the hell off on them. Like, how the hell you an African? You a damn colonizer. You were descendant of colonizers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're Boers. You see what I'm saying? You're Dutch. You see what I mean? It's because, we got a mutual Facebook friend who is traveling on in
they tried to tell me that they
Tanzania.
were African American. I said, "Oh no, I'm
No. First was I'm an African. I damn sure ain't no American. And I damn sure ain't no American is because if I was a fucking American, I wouldn't have to worry about the fucking police blowing my brains out each time I get stopped by these race soldiers. If I was a fucking American, then we would not have had the brutalization of slavery and Jim Crow in this country if I was a fucking American, okay? So what they need to do is cut the fucking check for the reparations.
Period. $100 trillion right now. But getting to this Coonye officer Eric Adams.
Oh God, sick. He's
copping pleas now, Shabaka. He's saying he can't take no more migrants.
Okay. And they telling him.
Remember the Democrats, and he is a Democratic mayor, and Joe Biden will not help him with the migrant situation. His own governor, she won't help with the migrant situation. He is literally fending for himself, and it's taking a toll on him politically. He's polling really bad. And personally, I think they're trying to destroy him on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he got that investigation going on. And
the Me Too.
Also, there's a woman
the Me Too investigation,
I think this was like years ago, either back in the 80s or 90s. It was a long time ago when he was NYPD. So, yeah, he's got all these problems, and I personally think they're trying to destroy him politically. I think the Democrats are
hope they do.
So, Mayor,
I hope they do.
Players,
I don't care if they go whoop his ass.
From the federal government as New York City struggles with migrant crisis.
Yeah, I don't care if they go whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
New York
Turn him over to the necktie party with the Klan.
Speech after visiting Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Take his ass out there to Montana and put him up there with some of them Trump supporters. Take him down there to Florida. Give him to the panties.
For the time,
he's a race trader.
The migrant crisis has plagued the mayor for more than a year, according to a Quinnipiac University poll released Wednesday. Adams' approval rating sits at 28% among the self-identified registered voters. The rating is the lowest Quinnipiac has ever recorded for a New York City mayor since it began tracking statistics back in 1996. On Thursday, Adams once again traveled to Washington, D.C. to meet with congressional leaders and Biden officials to appeal for more federal aid for his sanctuary city. Migrant crisis. He broke the news that he left empty-handed at a press conference with religious leaders the next day. That's your Democratic Party.
Yep.
But they got all the money.
Selling him straight down the tube.
They got all the money in the world for Ukraine. So Adams acknowledged New Yorkers are upset. The migrant crisis has taken resources that should go to the day-to-day services of running the city, he said. We did not.
No, those are resources that need to go to Black people for reparation.
Exactly.
That anything is going to dramatically change. It is clear that for the time being, this crisis is going to be carried by the cities, he said, in a city hall meeting on Friday here in New York City. As you know, we had a very painful November plan that we had produced, and now we're looking forward for the direction of how we address a $7 billion budget deficit that we have to address in January. The city has seen more than 140,000 migrants come since last year, which has left the city's social services overwhelmed and forced
of how many we
budget cuts to policing, sanitation, and education. So he goes on to say in his speech, these men and women behind me who are service providers in some way or another, they see firsthand what these cuts are doing and will do. This is not the budget we want to pass. The budget we wanted to pass clearly invested in children and families and those who are in need, he said. We are at an untenable situation right now, and it's painful for us. It's painful for the city. And I think that you see it's being reflected
it's painful
in
now.
the polls.
It wasn't painful when he said,
because our federal
come right
government's actions have taken a toll on the people of this city. Yep, they got money for everybody. They got money for war.
But they can't feed
they got money for the migrants themselves, but the cities, you know, and Chicago is going through a similar thing. So it's almost like wherever these Black governors are located, they don't want to help. The Biden administration don't want to help. So we're going to continue to do this administration, but these are extremely challenging times. And as I left Washington, D.C., I did not leave them with optimism. I left with the cold reality that help is not on the way in the immediate future, he warned. It's going to be at this moment is going to be up to New Yorkers and this administration to continue to navigate this challenge that we are facing. See, the White House appoints these sanctuary cities and then don't want to help. Looking at this
and let's notice
sanctuary city, you would be crazy to want to be one.
Right.
After watching what's happening in Chicago and New York, you would be crazy
and this was
to
not
be one
passed by the people. The people did not vote on this. It's like here in
Denver.
Denver.
Right now.
Democratic.
Exactly. Now let's look at something here.
A comment.
All right, it's almost over.
So he is pretty much stuck with this situation with no help. But we're hearing them talking about additional aid for Ukraine that they wanted to give them before, breaking for Christmas. So even if they don't give it to them now, as soon as they come back from their long recess, they will give it to them then. They sure don't make them wait. They sure don't send them back empty-handed, do they?
Nope, they don't.
These people are a trip.
They are.
But if you are in New York, let me know how you feel about this. Let me know how you got all these migrants that were shipped in from different parts of the country, mainly Texas. The governor placing them on buses and shipping them there. And then you got this federal government. They want the sanctuary cities to be there, but they won't support the mayor that's taking in the migrants. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe to the Frontline Black News while you're at it. So what we're gonna
definitely check out. Yeah, and definitely check out Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced every Tuesday night on Blog Talk Radio, 6 p.m. in the Pacific, 9 p.m. in the East. And our phone number there is 516-418-5996. They are working on the kinks that the Blog Talk system has. We are also reaching out to bring Shabaka's Black Experience, in addition with Frontline Black News, to other platforms as well, too. So we're researching that. First place, I want to be perfectly clear about something. Fuck Eric Adams in his ass. Okay. And that Brandon Johnson can go suck a dog stickers, because these effeminized, homosexual ass house niggas are not doing nothing for Black people. They serving everybody else except their own damn people. And they sitting up there coming in with this bullshit. Well, I don't see color. we are the same. And the brain dead motherfucker can't even realize of how he is being fucked around by opposing forces in the political spectrum. Same thing with the house nigga there in the city of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta be all inclusive. See, so these brain dead zombies, like what was the fool's name talking about good old man John Lewis getting hit all upside the head, glorifying that bullshit. But then when black people went out there and exercised their Second Amendment rights, you know, during the late 1960s and organized, now, you know, something is wrong with them. But these dump supporters, and I'm talking about dump as in human shit, and I want to make that perfectly clear. These supporters can go out there and do what the fuck they want. Second Amendment right, lock and loaded. Cross, you know, damn states like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, parts of California, and Nevada. You see what I'm saying? But as soon as a black motherfucker come up here talking about, well, you know, let's be self-sufficient and let's defend ourselves. You see what I mean? You know, well, something's wrong with you people. Can't we just all get along, okay? And then on a podcast earlier this evening, I was hearing about this huge debate once again going on, you know, with these Moors, these Native Americans and what have you. So we are, Brother Paris and and Brother Paris and ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, in the near future, we're going to be having a discussion on that. And then also, too, there's another gentleman by the name of Dennis Boatwright, who is a scholar who went and did a live feed a couple of days ago from the final resting place of Dr. John Henry Clark. So we are reaching out for him, you know, to come on our podcast. Also, too, we're reaching out for Dr.
I said, empower to Dr. John Henry Clark. He's the one that told us we have no friends.
Exactly. And I believe this here is one of Dr. Clark's graduate students, you know, that we're reaching out to. You see what I'm saying? And most definitely.
How did you get back? Oh, my God.
What happened?
Sue. Sue. That's the one I was telling you about on the one program where when you had logged off, you fell asleep, and she had jumped on and she was talking all this stuff about how she loves men and all this and that. Yeah, she's back.
Okay, I mean, is she a friend or a foe?
Is she a friend? I'm just gonna leave that. No, she's a troll.
Well, fuck all trolls, okay? You know, go take that ignorant bullshit someplace else. We handling serious business here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now, also, too, we're reaching out to, like I was saying, you know, an admirer of Dr. John Henry Clark, who's well read on Dr. John Henry Clark. So we're reaching out to him. Also, too, we're reaching out to Dr. Randy Short as well.
Yes.
Too, you know, that dropped a whole lot of knowledge. So he says, you know, just for me to get with him and what have you, you know, it's very difficult to catch the doctor, but he is very busy. But, you know, we're going to try to get him, you know, when he could make a commitment, because we're going to give him a guest host spot on that. You know what I'm saying? And and let him go on in and drop knowledge. You know what I mean? It's because in our discussion, we was talking about a lot of interesting things that the Black community needs to know. And what it is, and this is to the generations after me and to after your generation too, Brother Paris. Okay, for those of you who were born in the late 1880s and in the early 1990s, okay, you guys are of age right now. This is 2023. Okay, so these are the 30-year-olds. Okay, 18 to 30-year-olds. They have thoroughly wiped away your history of your people through this artificial intelligence shit, through these confused ass motherfuckers who's sitting up there that they grown fucking men thinking that they're women. And keep in mind, this bastard cannot ovulate, he cannot menstruate, he cannot bear children. I don't give a fuck what bullshit labels that they're trying to push and all this old shit. Barack Obama was perhaps one of the worst goddamn presidents that black people ever had. Look at his agenda that he pushed. And then the Sandra Bland case is going down. The Mike Brown case is going down. The Mario Woods case is going down. Yeah, and the list goes on and on and on. And he's worried about a homosexual getting fucked in his ass. Okay, Oscar Grant. Okay. Kamala Harris flat backed her way all the way to the vice presidency. You know what I'm saying? She don't mean us no good. And I'm talking about you, Madam Vice President. And yeah, you're welcome to call man 516-418-5996-12-2. Now, we respect your position. You know, we ain't threatening you, ma'am, but we just questioning your past of how you came up through the ranks. You know, starting off as a no good assistant district attorney in Alameda County. You crossed the Bay Bridge. You became the district attorney of San Francisco County. You had an affair and was flat back into Willie Brown, and this is public record, is because Willie Brown's wife divorced his ass when she had found out about it. Okay, ma'am, and then you was appointed a U.S. Senator. No, you were appointed you were elected the Attorney General, Madam Vice President, and you prioritized putting your own fucking people in jail. And then when they fully decriminalized marijuana in the state of California, it was supposed to have those records of those individuals who were convicted of it expunged, and if any of them were still sitting in jail for it, they were supposed to have been released. So therefore, Madam Vice President, you are worried about more people, more other groups than your own people. And you were born in Berkeley, California in 1965, ma'am. And I just find it so very, very interesting that you, quote unquote, a black woman,
she was born in the same year the Immigration Act came into effect.
Yes, sir. And she was also born 1 year before the birth of the Black Panther Party. So just on that there, Madam Vice President, of where you come from, you should be having something about the concern of black folks.
She's only black when it's convenient. Any other time, she's South Asian.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mom's from India and dad's from Jamaica.
California. They did not acknowledge her as the first black female senator from California. They acknowledged her as the first Indian or South Asian California. So we already know it's a bunch of fucking political theater, and she's only black when it's convenient. And we're knocking her out the paint. That's what we knocked her out the paint when she ran for president in 2019. We're going to knock her out again in 2024. And Biden,
and
he's done.
Yeah.
His son is done.
He's up in age. Yeah, because his son's strung out on crack. You know what I'm saying? And the dump, as in human shit. And we want to make this perfectly clear. Okay, he's trying to push back his court dates, as we all know, to 2026. You know why he's trying to do this, right?
So he can get elected.
And the more reason, and so he could pardon himself if he's convicted. So what they really need to do, and if these black judges, black prosecutors, these black intellectuals, and all you quote unquote black brainwashed Americans, you need to be riding that sorry motherfucker up there in the White House and flat back in Kamala. You know what I'm saying? That hey, you know, you need to have this dude's trial start this year. Or the first part of next year. I'm sorry. Yeah, the first part of next year. You don't wait till 2026. You see what I'm saying? And then that Miley Green, former governor of South Carolina, is running on the Republican side. What's her name?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then that other broad, you know, who is a dump supporter, Diamond and Silk, Candace Owens, all these raggedy ass bitches.
One of them died. One of them died. So
okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I think it was Diamond and Silk, but there was some hand-picked ancient mama names that Trump gave them because Trump, created them and was financing that bullshit that they was having up there on that YouTube shit. And all you sorry ass Negroes out there that are against your own people, you know what I'm saying? And up here got faith in a system that does not have no faith in you. And look at these coon scrub ass mayors of New York and Chicago and of Los Angeles.
Yep.
You motherfuckers ain't nothing but a damn minstrel show.
Yep, that's all
and
they
y'all
are.
can kiss my ass. And if y'all don't like it, call in, Tuesday night on Shabaka's Black Expense. And the number to call in is 516-418-5996. And then you are welcome to go into our chat room as well, too. And then also, too, with Crumb Bummer and Roly Poly Martin. I mean, you're a joke. You know what I'm saying?
You're a joke.
And
Joyless Reed, you're a joke.
With that,
all you Democrats.
Yeah. And with that, Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah, we're throwing all you motherfuckers down the toilet. Y'all ain't shit. Okay? You ain't shit. The whole congressional Black Caucus go suck a dog's dick. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't shit. You don't do shit for the black community. Only thing you motherfuckers do is go up there, sit up there with them motherfuckers, working against us, then come up there and say, oh, well, we need this support. This, that, the other. When you look at these punk ass Brandon Johnson and that bitch by the name of Eric Adams in New York City.
You see what I'm saying? Johnson, but what are your closing thoughts on Eric Adams copping pleas now, talking about we can't do this, we don't have the resources, we spent too much money.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? And what he needs to do, because, it's clearly obvious he ain't doing nothing for the black community, because I remember when a no good bastard got elected, and then and he was addressing the public, and then people in the black community out of New York City was trying to talk to him. He ignored them. He turned his back on us. But as sure as them white folks get up there, here come the skinning and greasing, and skinning and grinning, Uncle Tom Bradley, Uncle Tim Scott, Yassa Boston look like homie kind of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So we ain't
damn shame. It is
no pity for Officer Adams. Yeah, got what you.
No, fuck him. He can go suck a dog's dick. You know what I'm saying?
Eric Adams.
And fuck all you black ass politicians. Every last one of you black ass politicians, go fuck yourselves, because you ain't doing shit for black people. You motherfuckers are selling us down the goddamn river every fucking day. And this is what's really pissing me off. And the thing that brought it to a head is this shit that Sheila Jackson Lee did.
Yeah, we covered that on
she sold that
part 1. So make sure y'all go back and listen to that on part 1. We went in on
Yes. And you're gonna have to read the comments for me, Brother Paris. Because of our
just a twin.
Chat room.
It's twin. He laughed and he said facts, 100% facts.
Okay, what's our trolls saying?
I got rid of her ass, Shabaka. I don't have time for that shit.
Oh, okay, cool. Moving right along. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. The hell with you, you get no pity, no sympathy from us. This is what you asked for.
Right. He lost his black card.
Exactly.
Black card rejected.
You turned your back on the black community, and now Biden is turning his back on you after he lied and said he was going to have the black community's back like we had his in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. So that old senile motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He needs to be voted out. And I will never advocate for the dump as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear. But let the dump get reelected. Hopefully he can't. Hopefully they'll convict his ass to prevent him from running for president. But what it is, though, black family, neither one of these major parties, these Republicans and Democrats, don't mean it's no fucking good. So definitely check out the third party candidate.
Yeah.
And now it's the time to do it.
Cornel West is only put reparations, cash, direct payments for descendants of American Chattel slavery on his website. RFK.
Okay, yeah.
None of the other independent candidates that are running did that. Marianne Williamson, she supports reparations, but it's that Democratic bullshit mainly, and the amount that she's suggesting is really low.
Right.
So
Right.
she's not getting our
And
support.
then yeah, exactly. And then for all you white people out there, that crumb bum, on us for reparations with your smart ass comments and all that old shit.
And
Go
shout out
bake
to
it up on your
Marcel
fucking
Dixon for
face.
putting her ass in check, because she tried to talk crazy
Yeah.
to him at a town hall, and he went smooth the hell off on her about them small hats.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing too. We're gonna
got
have
all
to
in
start.
the topic, Shabaka, so I got to move us along because we've been on this topic too long.
Yeah.
So to hell with you,
moving right along.
hopefully you get recalled and you don't get a second term. Moving right along. To the chairman. So the chairman of Alabama, you know who he is.
Oh, all right. More power to the chair. Yeah. What's happening with the chair?
Uncle Reggie, or Reggie Ray, is not going to face any jail time for his involvement
Good.
in the virtual or viral Alabama Riverfront Brawl that took place earlier this year in August 5th of 2023.
Okay, good, real good. Okay, and then also too, you got that old punk ass black police chief of Montgomery, Alabama. With his
the one that
ass.
I don't need the black vote to win. Yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah.
And I take kind of indifference to that is because my people slaved down there in Alabama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Near Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what have you. And the reason why having a difference, because my blood of my ancestors was shredded on that land down there in Alabama. You see what I'm saying? And for all you sons of bitches out there who are not black, well, you slaves need to get over it. No, you all go take your white asses out there into the fucking sun in 150 degrees, in Las Vegas in about 6 months, and stay out there with no tent, and let's see you get over it. Be sure to leave your sunscreen at home. Let's see you get over it.
Right.
And them few hours that we telling you to go out there and stand ain't shit compared to the hundreds of years that we slave from sun up to sundown, then taking our damn intellectual property and what have you know what I mean? And then also too, Brother Che, we will be going in depth on this Moorish business, to get more knowledge on that. It's because I had called up a podcast earlier today, and I couldn't get in.
Jay Miller's in the building.
Hey,
Bang on again. You look like y'all the top team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, they're going to be hosting a divisional playoff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I asked him, does he have any idea of who they're going to be lining up playing? Is it they're going to be playing out of the NFC Central first? Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute, Brother Che. No, I think San Francisco is in a position, man, to host the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Yep, that's what he said.
As Jay Miller said, man. Yeah. Okay, and it looks like in the East it'd be Philadelphia hosting the Eastern. Now I was about to say Eastern Conference, but the East in the
divisional or the championship.
In the wait a minute. Okay, divisional, because Frisco will be hosting a divisional playoff in the West, and Philadelphia will be hosting a divisional.
The Super Bowl is gonna come out of Santa. Where are y'all at? In Santa Clara now?
Okay. The 49ers play at Levi Stadium. That's where the site of Super Bowl 50 was. And as a matter of fact, yeah, that was the year they opened up that stadium as well too. And as you know, Beyonce had played a tribute to the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party, and I wanted the Panthers to win in
I
the
know.
Super
I'm so
Bowl
happy. We were singing all happy days.
Man, they gave that Peyton Manning racist man his final game and gave that trick a ring, and that's why they got to go. Oh, and then hold it. Then we got a crumb bum on Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, hold it. We got a crumb bum on Rudy Giuliani because that trick, he got up there and said when Beyonce got up there with the leather pieces and had the girls with the black berets on, I pieced it together that they was doing a tribute to the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party, and then old Rudy Giuliani with his stinking ass out. That's a disgrace with Beyonce dead, wearing those black berets and making white folks feel real bad and all that old bullshit, and this crooked son of a bitch is up here, man, stirring a pot of shit with a dump as in human shit. So let him disbar that bastard. Hopefully that son of a bitch will go to Rikers Island, which they ain't gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? And later for that whole damn dump regime. And when we say the dump, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make it perfectly clear that we are talking about as in human shit. And we want to make that perfectly clear. To quote one of the dump's predecessors, who was, "I am not a crook."
Yeah, goddamn Nixon.
Yeah, old Tricky. Yeah, old Tricky.
But getting back to Lisa, Tricky. Lisa gonna give us the rundown on the chairman. Shout out to the chairman.
Oh, okay.
Needed. I kid you not. He urinated during a podcast, and you could hear everything. I was screaming. I said, I might do that. I might actually do that one. It was funny.
I think she's talking about Charleston White.
Okay.
So he's going to piss while he's on the air, huh?
Ray, who, in my opinion, never should have been arrested for anything, And the people he was swinging on the chair were people that were attacking other people, if you remember from the video.
Yep.
And he was just defending the people that were around him that were getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he got arrested and was charged with a disorderly person, which I think is a BS charge.
Right.
So before I really get into it, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, quite natural, of course, Brother Paris, as you know, they only persecuted the brother man because he was a black man. That's all.
That's the only reason why.
Get into it. So, man who wheeled bowling chair in a viral Alabama Riverfront Brawl
the brakes off the
video avoids jail. So he did plead guilty, and he is ordered to perform 50 hours of community service, and he's got to pay court fees of $357. I don't think he should have been charged or even pled guilty or none of that, but I understand why he did. If he didn't do that, he could have been in jail. So the man who used the folding chair as a weapon, the infamous Montgomery Riverfront Brawl, pled guilty to disorderly conduct, but managed to avoid jail. So got a 90-day suspended sentence, and he was ordered to perform 50 hours of community service and pay $357 in court fees. This is according to the Montgomery Municipal Judge Milton Weststreet, according to Alabama.com. So the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl was a massive fight. Yes, it was. That took place on August 5th when a group of white voters attacked Damian Pickett. And if you haven't kept up, Damian has been charged. The man that got jumped. has been charged. All right. And it's the most ridiculous thing. How do you get jumped and you get charged? And I said, boy, that's got to be the South, because that's got to be the South.
It's called hypocrisy.
Never been charged I think outside of the South, he would not have gotten charged with everything that was on video. But yeah, Damian Pickett is being charged with an assault crime, and he was the victim that got jumped. Wow. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And the fact that Alabama did that says a lot. You know, you got to think about it. On that day, white supremacy took a major L. So I guess they figured they weren't going to go down alone. So they charged the co-captain that got jumped, which is stupid. Right? That should not have even been allowed. And he was charged based on one of the perpetrators complaining that he should have been charged too. When do perpetrators have that kind of pull in your court system? Oh, my bad. If they are a non-Black perpetrator. Yeah.
No, it's bullshit.
Alabama, y'all sound kind of ass backwards on that one. Okay, well, we'll see how that turns out. So anyway, he got charged. He was the co-captain of the riverboat, the Harriet II.
Yeah.
When he walked up to them,
full agreement,
trying
Jay
to
Miller.
get them to move their pontoon
And
boat
Michael J.
so that the riverboat could dock. Remember, there were like over 250 people on the riverboat. So in the video, you could see Ray. He was wielding the folding chair and hitting one of the white boater. It was a white woman, y'all, which is, you know, the reason why he was arrested during the altercation. So last week, Zachary Shipman is the one that got the co-captain Damian Pickett charged. And he was a perpetrator that took part in jumping him. I ain't never heard of no crap like that before in my life. And Alan Todd.
It's called bullshit.
Montgomery Municipal Court and pled guilty to a lower charge of harassment. But yeah, Zachary Shipman, that was the dude that did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see how he could get away with that, but But I'm glad Reggie Ray is not going to have to serve any time.
Right.
You know, all really the bigger bulk of it is just 50 hours of community service and paying the court fee of $357. Other than that, it's really a misdemeanor that he has. Oh yeah, it is. You know, the thing is, they are still, y'all, they are still salty over that attack. Because, I mean, let's be real. When the co-captain got jumped and all those people got involved, they were never expecting that to happen. They thought when they jumped him, nobody was going to care and nobody was going to get involved. From what I understand, that part of Montgomery, there's a lot of Black people that live around in that area. So they really picked the wrong place at the wrong time to try to jump a Black man. They really made a fatal error. For real.
Yeah, you say, and that's the hypocrisy of the situation.
Because when you go look at it, it was a lot more than the 4 that they arrested. Because all they did was arrest three of the white men and 1 white woman. And it was, when you look at that footage, it was way more than that around the co-captain when that fight went down. If anything, they didn't grab enough of them up.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, so the hypocrisy of the
Yeah, and in
situation,
my opinion,
is bad.
they jumped that man.
Yeah.
They should have been charged with a hate crime.
Exactly. Now that's exactly what that was. You see, and then and watch what happens is that in the future when that happens is that when black people go to defend their own against this type of attack again, they're going to charge the black people with the hate crime. You see, that's what they did in the state of California about 10 years ago.
Going down in history. Nobody is ever going to forget, ever. And the days after that, when we saw our people putting that, oh man, that video was disturbing the daylights out of them. They were so upset that we were celebrating all over social media.
Yeah.
We celebrated all over social media.
That was great news. That there was great news. That was great news. Great news. Great news.
We went on about that at least for the next 2 weeks online.
At least, yeah.
We were looking at the replay and watching it again, and people were, every time somebody put a video up, I was looking at their version of the video. It was just so much fun.
Yeah. And then then all them drunks was out there, and they let all them other people speak for them, like Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, I.W. Harper, Smirnoff. Yeah, them bums was talking a whole lot of shit until that heat started hitting them.
Off of that boat and kicked it, proceeded to
they
kick
ain't
their
ready to go one-on-one with us.
That was classic.
Yeah, but you know who I mean by J.W. Johnny Walker Red and I.W. Harper and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that booze talking to him, I'm drunk enough to fight right now, nigga out there telling us what to do, pound pain. For saying that Charleston, man, these crackers go out here and start this bullshit, man. See, that's the part that pisses me off. They start that bullshit, man, get their asses whipped. Now all of a sudden you want to go run behind the law, just like that raggedy, fat, nasty, walrus looking, stinking, shamu looking bitch, that went there and killed that man, and where they went up there and gave a time in prison. And we saw there, what was that, Brother Percy, about 2 days ago, right?
Yeah. I watched it again. I must have watched that thing probably a good 20, 30 times. I enjoyed it so much.
Same line, Lisa, right on point, and Jay is right on point with us.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be. I got that day etched for my big barbecue day. It don't matter 5th. What day it falls on. Monday, Wednesday.
Never forget August.
Friday, 5th. Sunday. It don't matter. My grill's going out.
In the heart of
my grill is
beginning
going
of Black
out.
August.
Yeah. Down in Montgomery, where my ancestors' blood was shredded, on them plantations down there. So I was very, very happy to see that.
Right.
And I'm talking about, when is these motherfuckers gonna get it through their head that the days of ass scratching and yassa bossing is over?
Right.
Eric Adams and Karen Bass don't represent us. London Bridge don't represent us. Okay. Brandon Green don't represent us. When are you white people out there in social media land going to realize that the day of the yassa boss and the ass scratcher is over?
To see those right now, I got those uploaded.
Agrees with you. He says period.
Before 5. So definitely, I hope you'll be able to catch the videos, and y'all will do this again tomorrow. I do have another live stream coming up tomorrow in regards to, we got a lot of people within the community saying they don't want Donald Trump or Biden. They don't feel that either one of them are going to do enough for the Black community, and they don't want to see them get office. So I have that live stream coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you'll be able to come back for that. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your night, no matter where you are in this world.
Yeah, and
Shalom,
shout out to
family.
the viewers. Thank y'all for staying up late with us. But yeah, it's a damn shame he even had to go through that. Like, all he was doing was
Right.
the co-captain.
Yeah, that's all he was doing. That's all he was doing. And then his people go to defend him because they witnessed that this man is the victim of a racial attack. Okay, so the black community, came together like a fist. You know what I'm saying? They simply brought those digits together. And then, not to mention, and a shout out to Aquaman, the youngster who dove off the ship, off in that water and not knowing. And then according to Sister Akshita, who is from that region of Alabama, she says that waterway is full of alligators and all the other kind of critters they got out there for your ass. You know what I mean? And so, hey, so definitely appreciate Aquaman.
Move some mic in the house. He got Reggie Fun up. He's not getting the support he deserves.
Right.
Only $125, guys. What?
$125.
That's what it says.
That we got $125?
And $795.
Who's got $795?
Maybe $800, $900.
For what?
It's supposed to be for his legal fees. This is a
GoFundMe. Okay.
It's off the GoFundMe's.
GoFundMe page for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought what's her name was going to give a concert to generate the legal fees for him.
Lady Cherry has entered the building.
All right, how is she doing?
Greetings, Lady Cherry. Lady Cherry has entered the building. Okay. Only 125. That's all he raised out of 1,000.
Was $125?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the brother to get his legal fees
what
paid,
did you
right?
say, Jay? God damn. They are definitely shadow banning.
Who took what down?
He said YouTube took his comments down.
Oh, yeah, they definitely shadow banned it. All right, so what needs to be happening is that charges need to be filed against YouTube and San Mateo County Court, okay, because YouTube is headquartered there in San Bruno, California, and that there is San Mateo County. And Stinky Bird is in the city of San Francisco, and that there is San Francisco County, because you only have one county in the city of San Francisco, which is quite obvious. So lawsuits need to be filed on a collective basis in those two counties against Tweety Bird and against YouTube for violating our free speech. And then move on down there to Santa Clara County and hit Facebook's ass with the same thing. Because you motherfuckers, all you goddamn sons of bitches out there in social media, over there in Frisco Bay, okay, you don't like our unconventional truth is because it makes you feel uneasy. And then when these white racist supremacists and sick ass bastards like the panties and the dump as in human shit, and I want to make that perfectly clear, okay, talk about us, impede our progress, and oh no, they didn't violate community standards. So we supposed to be sitting up there like some damn Uncle Tim Scott skinning and grinning. Oh, y'all have to try to use about issues. You about bullshit. That day is over. That's in the past. See, and this is why I relate to what I've lived through, so the generations after me know the horror of that shit as I witnessed it. And this is why I suggest listening to the ancestors before me who went through the actual segregation and through the actual Jim Crow.
Definitely. You're talking about that algorithm.
Yeah. Fuck the algorithms. All this shit is pre-programmed, man. It's that damn artificial intelligence. See, so the artificial intelligence is being pre-programmed, but the artificial intelligence is going to start doing the program.
All right, let's hear from Lady Cherry, y'all. Greetings, Lady Cherry.
I just jumped out of like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
We just finished up about Eric Adams and the chairman.
Okay, I have to catch up. I didn't know. I didn't even hear the messenger or anything. So, I didn't hear a ring go off. I'm sitting right here.
Wow,
got distracted. Like, well, not distracted. Me and my brother have political discussion. And
okay, shout out to you.
he's like,
so we are moving along to Johnson in Chicago. And what's happening off in Chicago?
Oh yeah, they need to throw his ass out. And what it is that the black community there needs to come together even more so. So I'm asking for all the black factions in the city of Chicago to have a truce. And I know I ain't got no juice nowhere, but to have a truce.
That's gonna happen. They're gonna
come together.
They're gonna have to release Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford.
Yeah, exactly.
From here, they're here.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know where they're at. Yeah, I know where they're at. Yeah, I know where they're at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking for those generals, man. You guys, man, black men, we are not each other's enemy, man. And see, every time you go out there and kill another brother, man, that's a potential soldier that you're going to need to watch your back. Okay? It's because they ain't looking at us if you crip, they ain't looking at you if you blood, they ain't looking at you if you're El Rookin, they ain't looking at you as gangster disciple, they ain't looking at you as
black,
you know, the other factors there. Yeah. And the vice lords, you know, they ain't looking at us, that black family. They killing us because we are black people. Okay, so I'm asking the factions out there, please, if you can. Okay, you are the vanguard of the black nation, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You are better than that sagging shit. You are better than that shit of sitting up there calling our woman a bunch of bitches and hoes and all this other type of shit because you want to go out there and make them fucking rap records, man. Universal Music, man, don't give a fuck about you.
mm-hmm.
They don't. They don't give a fuck about you, brothers. You know, y'all go out there and make this shit, man, you know, degrading each other, killing each other and all this old type of shit. You see what I mean?
Jesse. Yeah.
And it's up to us to take care of us. Why the fuck you think these OTBs come up here to act us the way we are? Because as one brother was saying, I forgot his name.
It's a rap.
Yeah.
They don't want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. And like this one brother, man, I don't know his name, but he was doing a live podcast live. I forgot who he was with. And he was telling the truth because we don't control shit. We don't want to build shit. You know what I'm saying? We want to sit up here and crumb bomb on each other and all these other outside factors are making off the money off of this shit right here. Don't you get it, black family? We is all we got.
Yeah. That's all we got. But
they ain't stopping you over, man. Yeah, they ain't pulling you over because you're a cripple, blood, or vice lord, or what have you, or any other crew, man. They're pulling you over because you black in America, or what they perceive as black as in America. They look at all of us as the fucking enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the more of us that get on code with that, the better off we'll see. Moving along to Chicago.
Sir. Yes, sir. That is the only way I see it. You know what I'm saying? For us to preserve ourselves. Now, if somebody's got something better, if somebody is out there older than me, man, that knows something better, by all means, call the number up, drop the knowledge. We are not each other's enemy. Don't you get it? These other groups are thriving off of us is because of the division that we have in ourselves, not only here in the U.S., but throughout the Caribbean, on the continent of Africa. How do you think them damn neo-colonialists got in power over there? How do you think the colonialists got in power on there? Same thing
Bible,
they did to the indigenous people. And divide and conquer.
They still praising white Jesus, but moving along to Chicago. So Johnson is under heavy heat, rightfully so. He should be under heavy heat for allowing these invasion of migrants, illegal immigrants, into his city since becoming the newly elected mayor of Chicago after Lightfoot got beat in a runoff. I think she took it to a runoff, but either way, she lost.
And she wasn't shit.
Rightfully so, the black voters of Chicago, wanted to weigh in on the sanctuary city status because they didn't have no say in that. Just like we didn't have no say in it here in Denver. We didn't have no say in the sanctuary city status shit, but the governors of Texas and Florida are sending them to these so-called sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, and we don't recall any vote of the people on any of that shit. So he's under heat for that. Also for what happened in Amundsen Park on the west side with the community park. It's now closed down as a result of the people fighting back against the shit. So they don't let them know they about to turn Chicago red in 2024 if you don't get shit right. So I'm gonna let their local media give you an update on what's happening with that situation. And then one of the aldermen that went after him hard on the sanctuary city shit.
Okay.
Debate. The Chicago City Council has rejected a bid to ask voters to weigh in on the city's sanctuary status.
Tia Ewing's in Studio 32 with what could be next year. Tia.
Well, Anthony and Natalie, it's like the end to the saga. Many Chicago residents feel like they should have a say on if the city should continue to be designated a sanctuary city or not. The question appearing on the ballot fell flat, and it's likely to stay that way. There were a lot of opinions from the gallery during the city council meeting.
Repealing the ordinance will do nothing to stop the buses from coming or end the need that the migrants present.
So this is how it all went down. In a 31-16 vote, majority of city council opted not to allow voters to say yes or no on if Chicago should continue its designation as a sanctuary city. 2 more votes in favor were needed to suspend the rules and move forward to this question that was drafted. Should the city of Chicago limit its designation as a sanctuary city?
Just say hi.
The issue is now dead and likely won't appear on the ballot in March. It's now in the hands of the Rules Committee. They meet again in the new year. One of the resolution sponsors, Alderman Anthony Beal, sounded off before the meeting was adjourned.
What are you scared of to let the people have a voice?
Right.
What are you scared of? The truth?
Right.
Are we scared of the truth here?
Apparently.
Are we afraid that the people are going to tell us that we are spending money frivolously in this body?
Now, as it stands right now on the ballot in March, there are 2 questions. There is room for a third, but the deadline for the question to make the ballot is January 2nd. The only way that this could possibly happen is if another special meeting is called. And I got a chance to talk to some members of city council, and they don't believe that will happen.
Yeah, we don't believe it's going to happen either.
Here at home after...
I think this might be the same shit.
Yeah.
but it's the more in depth. It's the more in depth of it. So I might play that real quick.
Weeks of heated debate, the Chicago City Council has rejected a bid to ask voters to weigh in on the city's sanctuary status.
T. Ewing has a story.
It's like the end to the saga. Many Chicago residents feel like they should have a say on if the city should continue to be designated a sanctuary city or not. The question appearing on the ballot fell flat,
And it was
it's
under
likely
Harold
to
Washington.
stay that way.
It was
They don't want to
drafted in the
face
law.
any of that frustration and fear and ignorance.
That's in the 80s.
So they say, let's put a question on the ballot. Let's point that energy somewhere else because I want to make sure I remain in my seat.
That's Alderman of the 40th Ward, Andre Vasquez Jr., before this heated special city council meeting.
Repealing the ordinance will do nothing to stop the buses from coming or end the need that the migrants present.
City council members weighed in.
This motion fails.
In a 31-16 vote, majority of city council opted not to allow voters to say yes or no on if Chicago should continue its designation as a sanctuary city. 2 more votes in favor were needed to suspend the rules and move forward to this question drafted. Should the city of Chicago limit its designation as a sanctuary city by placing spending limits on its public funding? The issue is now dead and likely won't appear on the ballot in March. It's now in the hands of the Rules Committee. They meet again in the new year. One of the resolution sponsors, Alderman Anthony Beal, sounded off before the motion was adjourned.
What are you scared of to let the people have a voice? What are you scared of? The truth? Are we scared of the truth here? Are we afraid that the people are going to tell us that we are spending money frivolously in this body?
The deadline for the question.
Much a recap. All right, what are y'all thoughts on that just thus far?
Okay, what it is recall that bastard, man. Get all the migrants, man. Throw the motherfuckers on a bus and send their asses down south of the border and fuck them, man. Straight out, fuck them. Because they're pulling away resources from the black community, man. These damn black ass politicians, man, they so fucking dumbfounded. None of them know their ass up from a hole in the ground. Sitting out here, being more concerned about every other motherfucking group, man, than our own people. That's ludicrous. And you don't see other groups of people do that. When other groups of people, sir, come to political power, man, they take care of their people's concerns first. But the black ass politician of the United States of America, Barack Obama, they got that boss we sick syndrome. Barack Obama, worst goddamn president there ever was for black people. And those who don't dig it, call us in Tuesday night, 516-418-5996.
Yeah, Jay is in there. Shout out
black
to all
ass
the
politicians ain't shit.
Got it over.
And when I'm saying these black ass, and what I want to do is be clear this here, Brother Jay. I'm talking about these black ass politicians for these 2-party systems, Repubs and Democrats. Okay, there ain't no difference between the two. Black politicians run as third-party candidates. You can come on our platform and give out, what you're gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So we appreciate the brother down there in Mississippi, that ran as a third-party candidate for the state assembly. We appreciate Cornell West. Yes, sir. And we appreciate Cornell West running as a third-party candidate. And I think what the black community needs to do is say, fuck these Republicans, fuck these goddamn Democrats, and start concentrating on third-party candidates. And it's going to take a minute. And then shore ourselves up economically, commercially, physically, militaristically. You see what I'm saying? Financially, politically, you see what I'm saying? Against this dump machine that's getting ready to come back in 2024. And believe me, black family, it's going to be a world of shit.
Yeah.
For us. I'm talking about for us. And we are putting that out there. All you other races, we can't do it for you no more. You motherfuckers got to go take care of yourself. For those of you that got me as a friend on Facebook, if you ain't black and don't dig what I'm saying, unfriend.
Unfriended.
Period.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to go to
If you don't like what I'm saying,
rather the New Black Media's take on it. This shit with the sanctuary city status vote in Chicago.
Right.
So this is TD Hip Hop,
Right.
Formerly TD Hip Hop, now it's TD Media Group, but he will forever be known as TD Hip Hop, regardless of the name. But yeah, he's gonna give us his run on it and pull up some articles on it so we can see it clear as day. So it ain't just us telling
what
you
was
this.
going to happen.
You can actually see it and read it on your own time.
This ballot measure was largely symbolic because as a whole, Chicago, the state of Illinois, is a welcoming state, right? So there's other legal matters as well there. There are other legal matters there as well. So this was largely symbolic, but there is a place for symbolism for as much as I speak against it concerning how it's weaponized against Black Americans, concerning the relationship between Black America and the Democratic Party. Clearly, there's a use for it because it works successfully against Black Americans all the time. But this time it would have had the reverse effect because what you saw happening was this trending momentum moving forward more and more aggressively in Chicago, where you had Black Chicagoans, blocking Brandon Johnson at every corner. They blocked him from being able to take a Munson Park. They blocked him from being able to take the South Shore High School. Every city council meeting that was being held concerning the migrant crisis was packed with Black Chicagoans, to which no one else was able to get a word in edgewise, in which Black Chicagoans were staunchly and sternly against Chicago being a sanctuary city. And this is a horrible, ugly look and a horrible, ugly stain on a blue city like Chicago when you're in an election year and Biden's trying to beat Trump and you have this vote blue no matter who city with all these Black Chicagoans who are supposed to mindlessly vote Democrat like they always do, being against such a key policy like the sanctuary city status of Chicago. They don't want that to be infectious and then ripple out throughout the country. That's what they're trying to stop. So it was about killing the momentum of Black Chicagoans. They successfully blocked this measure. And remember, they also changed the rules on how you're able to have access to city council hearings. It is now more difficult in the city of Chicago for Chicagoans to enter into a city council meeting than it is for illegal immigrants to cross the border into the United States. It is amazing. The irony of that is crazy with the rule changes that were made in order for Chicagoans to actually get into a city council meeting. Once again, it's about killing momentum, because if you go back now and you watch videos concerning the city council hearing that happened today about Chicago sanctuary city status, it is not.
I was gonna say, come to Colorado. That's how it's like that. They won't even let us get on the panel right now.
Chicagoans from wall to wall. When you look at it now, because they have a thorough vetting process where minimal people are allowed on the second floor to speak unless you've been vetted. You see a handful of chairs behind the city councilman. Everyone's sitting there quiet. And unlike the normal circumstances during a city council hearing about the migrant crisis, where it was all Black Chicagoans from wall to wall, there were some Black Chicagoans there, but there was a whole lot of non-Black people there as well. Surprise, surprise, in favor of making Chicago or keeping Chicago a sanctuary city. I don't think any of us are surprised by that, because that was the look that they were going for when they put in place the new rules concerning how to enter in a city council meeting in Chicago. If you're just a member of the general public, you either have to be personally invited by a local official, you have to be a child or children on a field trip, or you have to put in your request via the email, in which from that point you will be vetted and you need an ID to get into the city council meeting. Once again, the irony and the nonsense of all of this. So in Chicago, a Democrat city, You need to do all this and have your ID to enter a city council meeting.
Wow.
But this is the same Democratic Party that told you it was racist for Republicans to implement that you need an ID to vote. So you don't need an ID to vote, but you need an ID to get into a city council meeting. Make that make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. All about silencing the voices of Black Chicagoans who are leading the charge in this effort to end Chicago's sanctuary city status. So now that I've gotten all that out of my system, let's get into some of these articles really quickly, and then we're going to head on out of here, okay? There are 257 of you all in the stream right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Smash that like button.
Make sure y'all hit
Share
the
this
like
video
button
out
for
on your
Frontline
social
Black News
media platform. So let's jump into
Exactly,
this.
yeah.
Chicago
Like and subscribe to Frontline Black
as
News.
you can see on the top, this happened about an hour ago, maybe a little over an hour ago, that this news broke. So let's jump into this right now very quickly. Once again, Chicago City Council has voted against a measure that would have asked voters next year if they believe the city should maintain its sanctuary status as a sanctuary city or as a welcoming city amid an ongoing migrant crisis. The council voted 31-16 against the measure during a special meeting Thursday. I'll read that again. The council voted 31-16 against the measure during a special meeting on Thursday following weeks of heated debates. The topic led to tense exchanges, chaos, and protests on the chamber floor and accusations of misconduct in recent weeks. Several members of the city council had called for a referendum to be placed on the March ballot to determine whether Chicago should remain a sanctuary city, a status that has been in place since 1985. At issue is how to continue financing shelters and other essentials for more than 20,000 migrants At issue is how to continue financing shelters and other essentials for more than 20,000 migrants that have arrived in the city in the last 14 months. This is a direct quote from Ray Lopez, one of the aldermen who were in support of having the measure on the ballot. He stated, "I think it's absolutely imperative we give voters the opportunity to have their view on this subject heard, especially when we are talking about spending $255 million this year alone to take care of 20,000 migrants," Lopez says. And I agreed with Raymond Lopez on that statement. Chicagoans should have been able to have their voices heard. Let's jump into this next article here from WGN. And it reads as such: City Council gathered for a special meeting Thursday, which was today, obviously, to discuss Chicago's status as a sanctuary city, and decided to repeal the referendum considering Chicago a welcoming city. The older people involved in the initial consideration wanted to give power to voters, as they should want to do that. I'll read that again. The older people involved in the initial consideration wanted to give power to voters and allow them to decide if Chicago should remain a welcoming city, which they should have been able to decide. Here's a direct quote from Anthony Beale during the city council meeting. Anthony Beale, who has been 10 toes down this entire ordeal. I have to just quickly once again give my proper salutes to Anthony Beale. Anthony Beale has been 10 toes down this entire ordeal concerning the migrant crisis in Chicago. He's been a stand-up brother this whole time, being a perfect representation of what it is for an alderman, for a politician to actually represent his constituents the right way. He has been the perfect example of that. So I can't give him a round of applause enough for how much of a stand-up brother that he's been. But let's get back into the direct quote that came from Anthony Beale during today's city council meeting, right? Anthony Beale said, "It is a shame that you are all scared. What are you scared of? To let people have a voice? What are you scared of? The truth?" And that's exactly what they're scared of. Anthony Beale is spot on. What they are scared of in Chicago is the truth coming out. Once again, the momentum would have been crazy moving forward
Right.
for Black Chicago to would have been able to get that on the ballot.
And also keep in mind, Black family, that the Democratic National Convention is going to take place in Chicago next year. So they had to stifle that momentum.
Yeah. And the shit is crazy.
Voted the measure away.
You know what I'm saying?
Chicago is technically no longer a sanctuary city. From that point on, the kind of pressure and the kind of energy that those in the city would have been moving with would have possibly been way too much for Brandon Johnson to handle in order to execute his plans that are being handed down to him by the DNC. And that may have been, and that may have sparked, that could have sparked into something that could have been infectious throughout the country. It's about making sure Black Americans maintain their programming of just simply voting blue no matter who and ask no questions. Don't worry about the fact that you've been doing this since 1964 religiously and it hasn't resulted in any significant changes. Just keep doing it anyway. Don't break your programming. And that's what this was all about. It was making sure that their programming was not being broken and that this infectious, you could say, revolutionary spirit did not spread throughout the country amongst other Black Americans. Okay, so let's get back into this article and we're almost going to wrap this up. The majority of people who attended the meeting, pay attention now, because this is, remember what I stated earlier, and as we all have seen, as we followed along with this saga, right, as it has unfolded, every city council meeting that has taken place concerning the migrant crisis, the second floor and even the third floor was always wall to wall packed with overwhelming majority Black Americans against Chicago sanctuary city status. But now with the new rules in place, let's see who actually attended this time with the new rules in place. Watch this. Look at your man, Brandon Johnson, with his anti-democratic self. The majority of people who attended the meeting were in support of not reconsidering Chicago's sanctuary city status. I'll read that again. The majority of people who attended the meeting were in support of not reconsidering Chicago's sanctuary city status. Therefore, the sanctuary city referendum question will not be on the March ballot, on the March primary ballot. The majority of the people, it made it that much easier. It made it that much easier for the aldermen to vote against the measure with good conscience, not having a bunch of Black Americans holding them to task and calling them out for the sellouts and the snakes that they are. They didn't have that on their back this time. That is not who showed up this time. This time, they had a good, orderly bunch of people, the majority of whom, surprise, surprise, with the new rules put in place, were in favor of keeping Chicago's sanctuary city status. And with those good boys and good girls there who were largely in favor of keeping Chicago's sanctuary city status in place, that allowed the older people, the aldermen, to not have their conscience seared. This is what I'm looking for, to not have their conscience seared as they voted against the referendum. Wow. That you got to thank Brandon Johnson for being as anti-democratic as it comes, just as anti-democratic as it comes. And look at this part down here. Look at this part down here. I'm not going to read this piece in blue. Look what I have here in purple. Oh, this is just sickening. Here's a direct quote. They brought the Black pastors out, ladies and gentlemen.
Not the fucking
Lord have mercy. They brought the Black pastors out. And once again, this is how you know. This is what makes it so obvious that all of this was about being against and silencing the voice of Black Chicagoans. Because why do you keep bringing the Black pastors out? Why do you keep bringing the NAACP out? Why do you keep doing that if this isn't a Black Chicagoans versus Brandon Johnson thing? If this isn't a Black Chicagoans against the migrant crisis thing? Why do you keep bringing out Black pastors in NAACP? This makes it very obvious that this was about silencing the voice of Black Chicago. Not as much as it was about the city as a whole, but mainly about Black Chicago. But let's listen to what this Black pastor had to say. Lord have mercy. And I'll show you who he is right here. His name is Pastor Javon Dion. This is Pastor Javon Dion. And here's what he had to say. This is not a fight of them versus us, but this is a fight for morality, a fight for doing what's right, and a fight for what is best. Pastor Javon Moore stated. And this is him once again, Pastor Javon Dion Moore. That's his full name, Pastor Javon Dion Moore, or Reverend Javon D. Moore. I just can't with the pastors. I just can't with the way that they allow.
Well, see, a lot of them is used as pawns too to sell it down the river as well.
It drives me.
Had that moist feeling too, man. I got moist vibes coming off that pastor.
Once again,
I don't know what it was. I can't tell, but it could be the candles, it could be the handkerchief. I just feel like these little lips of the man, because like a man moist feelings about
this last thing in closing.
Look like
I'm not going to read the rest of this.
Hey, look, salacious ass pastor.
I'm not going to read this here. What I do want to put here in closing is this, though, as we close this out, because this is very important, and this is even almost more so a personal thing to me, right, as well. I don't ever want to hear anyone bring up Jeanette Taylor's name to me ever again. Jeanette Taylor is an older woman in Chicago who got somewhat, you could say, famous, or at least within the Black community and on the internet, right? You know, on Black YouTube, when she stood up to Lori Lightfoot and she got all in her face and was screaming down on Lori Lightfoot. And there's this image that is online that you can look up. You look up Jeanette Taylor and Lori Lightfoot, where she's just screaming down on her. And from that point on, she carried this reputation of being a stand-up person for the Black community and fighting for Black Chicago. And she comes from community activism and so on and so forth. And in between that time and the beginning of this migrant crisis, I honestly never heard a bad word about her. Didn't know much about her, but from that moment as she had with Lori Lightfoot, I only heard relatively good things about her. Since this migrant crisis started, she has folded and abandoned Black Chicago at every opportunity present. Whereas you have someone like Anthony Beale, who has stood 10 toes down at every opportunity present and even spearheading the charge to eliminate Chicago's sanctuary city status, as well as attempt to frustrate efforts on funding the migrant crisis to the degree that it has been funded in Chicago, because he says you are all not funding the citizens of this city the way that you're funding the so-called migrants. So if you're not going to fund the citizens this way, then in good conscience, he cannot vote in favor of any of the measures that are bringing hundreds of millions of dollars to the migrant crisis. And he has stood 10 toes down on every one of those points each time they come up. Jeanette Taylor has always done the exact opposite. And here she goes again. You're gonna see a brief list, and you all know how I struggle to read names, so forgive me. But I'm gonna read these names off, and I'm gonna read the names of the people who actually voted against Chicago sanctuary city status. And you let me know if Jeanette Taylor comes up. Maybe I missed it. It's a possibility. Maybe I did. But in closing, let's do this very quickly. So Besides the three who forced a special meeting, aldermen in support of considering the resolution were Brian Hopkins, Gregory Mitchell, Nicole Lee, Marty Quinn, Derek Curtis, Ronnie Mosley, Sylvana Tabarez, Monique Scott, Chris Taliaferro. Shout out to Chris Taliaferro. He is the alderman of the Munson Park neighborhood. With the whole Munson Park fiasco. He is the alderman of that neighborhood and of that area, and he voted for having the referendum on the ballot. So shout out to him for staying 10 toes down on this matter as well. Shout out to Christopher Taliaferro, if I'm saying his last name correctly. But let's carry on, right? Christopher Taliaferro, Nicholas Spasato, Anthony Napolitano, Brendan Riley, and James Gardner. Did you all hear anywhere on this list Jeanette Taylor? No, you did not. You didn't hear Jeanette Taylor's name on this list anywhere. Please never, ever, ever bring up Jeanette Taylor's name to me again. Never. I may bring her name up to keep exposing how much of a fraud she is and how she cosplays the whole Black empowerment. I'm for Black Chicago. I'm fighting for the people. What about Black people? I'm fighting for us. No, she is not. She has folded every opportunity that has presented itself versus an Anthony Beale who has consistently stood 10 toes down. And with all that being said, that does it for today's stream. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Brandon Johnson and his allies, which consists of Jeanette Taylor, were successfully able to silence the voices of Black Chicagoans who were leading the charge on eliminating Chicago's sanctuary city status. They were successful in standing in the way of democracy. Remember, the Republicans, I'll play it. I know how much some of you all like it, right? The Republicans, they're the ones that's supposed to be putting
They're going to put you all back in chains. They're going to put you all back in chains.
It's the Republicans that are supposed to be putting y'all back in chains, right? But as you consistently see, it's the Democrats who consistently find a way to effectively silence you without having to put you back in chains. Interesting how that works. Very interesting. Very interesting. So once again, that does it for today's stream. Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on your way out. And I will catch you all very, very soon. More than likely, there'll be another live stream tomorrow. So once again, hit the like button, share this video on your social media platforms.
Yeah. Do that for Frontline Black News.
Peace. You all have a great afternoon. Catch you guys later.
Yeah, and be sure to do that for Frontline Black News too. Yeah, share it on your social media too, sir. You know what I mean? One hand washes the other. You know what I'm saying? Now,
so
basically, brother, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask your thoughts on this Brandon Johnson City Council situation in Chicago behind the sanctuary city status. Go ahead, Shabaka.
Yeah, in the city of Chicago, they need to end that sanctuary status shit, man, and kick all them migrant motherfuckers the fuck up out of there and give them jobs for Black people and give them and cut the goddamn check. You know what I'm saying? For the reparations. We ain't got time to worry about these other motherfuckers, man. They got to go hold their own nuts, and we can't be doing caping for them. We can't cape for them no more.
Oh,
so
shout out to
Madeline.
Oh, appreciate you tapping in. Yeah,
we can't cape for these other groups no more, man, because we are in a state of emergency. I mean, you got these brain-dead, black-ass politicians refusing to do the fucking obvious, what needs to be done to upgrade our quality of life. Man, what is that? What is that? What is that? Karen Bass, Brandon Johnson, Han Coonye of Denver when he was the mayor.
We almost got 10 viewers.
Eric Punk Adam.
Okay. Checking my head, sent out some invites to the show, and they cut my message ability. Yeah, that's that bullshit. Pick 2. Always on that bullshit. Lady Che, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, as I showed on the RVA earlier in the week.
Yes, make sure y'all check out that RVA.
Having a sanctuary city is not really a benefit to us, period. And I think it's just an excuse to, ask for money federally, even though you shouldn't have to. You're like, they shouldn't be getting any money. But also too, it's another way for people to be here without having to go through a process or even get questioned of their immigration status or legal status. It doesn't really benefit us at all. And yes, it is fucking upsetting the actual residents and citizens of all the sanctuary cities, because they haven't, and like, at least as long as I've been alive, really taken care of the people in the city in the first fucking place. So to keep bringing in people from other countries and shit, that's like, that's crazy. But to leave the border borders just wide open and letting everybody come in, and then want to be upset, they're not really, they're kind of bothered by Venezuelan, but if you Venezuelan migrants. But if you listen to Fox News, they're really pissed off with the occasional Haitian migrants that came over, and they happen to catch one of over two. Haiti's here. Oh, you know what I mean? It's automatically just triggered level of anger when you listen to the media from Fox News, the journalists at the border, talk about their casual run-ins with a few Haitians here and there. You know what I mean? They're like, the Haitians are coming back, but they're not as bothered as, not as angry, at least with the Hispanics from Venezuela or the Asians.
No, remember Biden gave
any of the sexual offenders, drug trafficking, whatever, that they already have records in their own fucking goddamn country. You know what I mean? But the audacity of it all is, like I said in the RVA, is when you listen to them talk, it's like, no, you gotta get it how you live, like we do here. Like we do here. What did you do for 20, 30 years that you've been alive to support yourself and your family? Then you come all this way, like crossing countries and shit and dual jungles, not to mention getting through Texas at that border right there, right? At that border, you bomb rush the motherfucking border in Texas.
Definitely.
They came over here, but you get on the bus. Honestly, you get on the bus, right? And you don't know where you're going, allegedly. Like, there's no signs from there to here, to Colorado or to Chicago. And nobody has a phone. Nobody's ever looked at a map. Nobody knows that there's cold states, you know what I mean? And then when you get here, you're like, what do we do? Right? Well, what did you do in your own shit? Right? What did you do in your own shit? Get it how you live.
They got it from the
source. Where's your hustle? You ain't got no hustle.
Yeah.
Like, are we the only ones in the free world that got some fucking hustle and grind, like, from the bottom? I mean, I was outside. I can take this for example. I was outside with 5 motherfucking years. 5 fucking years. So I'll tell you that it's all cap. Like, there's women and children out here. Yeah, there's women and children and a fucking grip of motherfucking men from the same country. Do you really think all those men are gonna let anything happen to those women and children in the same little camps? No, they're gonna build a little barricade around them people, right? Because that's what they do. They're not gonna let them go without. They're gonna go and find a way, right? Because that's what they do. Trust me, I had a whole fucking dude when I had them clean up the alley. When I had them clean up the alley, remember, like a few years back, and they couldn't. Nobody could. It was me. They got them to do it, right? They were all fucking black Latinos, right? And I got them to do it. My cousins that were here, right? Right? They were here, right? Black Latinos, right? Coming in here and fucking and they know how to be resourceful. All of a sudden they're struggle. Man, if like this is all lies, right? Everybody's lying. It's not that bad. Yeah, maybe we want to go ahead and shine light on it. But what's happening with the media and the narratives is like, come on, man, if you really believe that shit, I was outside for like, man, I was in there chilling when I was over there. They cut off the whole alley for me, just like a bee in there. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they got it all under control. They're not worried about it. Right? Just like on the RVA, they're worried about the African Americans mugging them or beating them up. Come on, man, stop the cap. These are active motherfuckers that run around with machetes and don't got a problem with cutting your motherfucking face up. Like, they don't have a problem with getting with sticks and rocks at all. Not at all. None of those countries have a problem getting down. They really don't. Oh fuck, we found a pistol. Let's get this easy work in. No, they have a problem with that. So this is all bullshit. Like, everything they're talking about, I'm like, that's lies. Like, I thought, like, it's lies. You can't listen to it. Just like can't listen to the NIMBYism going on with the neighbors. They live in apartments. You know what I mean? Talking about, oh my God, right? Oh my God. But they don't ever want to tell about how much they antagonize these people. And they call on them, you know what I mean? And then show up and then make scenes to make this shit happen. So it's like lie after lie. It's repetitive. It's not going anywhere. And it's a fucking agenda. That's what nobody's really seeing. This is a fucking agenda. This is a fucking agenda. And they want something done. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, man. Over the last couple of years, when have they seen so much push for a motherfucker to have a card so they can go to work? Over the last couple of years, really, so quickly, so they can vote, so they can go to work. All they want to do is work. Man, immigration, we let them tell it, right? According to how the sanctuary city started, it was off the U.S. Navy, right? But let them kind of build their own narrative. I read that shit on the RVA. But let's just put it this way. Excuse me, I didn't say but. However, how much push have they made for everything to happen so quickly? Like over the last 3 years, TVA covered it. Everybody's covered it. That they want access to this. They need this. They need that. Let's get them a way to work. Let's get them some income. Let's get them housed. Let's do this. They never moved so motherfucking fast.
Right.
They could care less.
Well, that's why they're the buffer classes. They're the buffer groups. They're the ones that Dr. Claude Anderson tried to warn us about 10 years ago.
Right. So if anybody's wondering why, migrants and black people are having issues during certain functions or at fucking places of need, is because it's a fucking what do you call it? I want to say it's audacious, but it's almost like they have no humility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you cannot come before us, the builders of this. Not to mention,
I have to put them in check when they get to looking at me crazy.
It's shameless. Yeah, shameless. They're like, and then throw your children at us. Like, oh man, there's kids out here. Nobody told you to walk 5 motherfucking
And them crackers, you see all them crackers, them white women is going to their aid. They done sent all kinds of food to them, giving them.
But where the fuck the white people at when over the last summer when everybody was dying of fuck in the heat or in the winter time? They didn't give a fuck. No time. They haven't cared in like 5 fucking years. They haven't cared. Okay, so now everybody, oh my God, there's children out here. Look, this is a fucking ploy too. Don't let just because they're children does not mean they're not pawns in a bigger fucking scheme. You know what I mean? But really, it is really, take my kid. Nobody told you to come. A, you were not invited. No matter what the fuck they're saying, you weren't invited. B, we told you to come and travel all through those countries, jungle and all, right? No money, no plan, no direction to get here. bomb rush the motherfucking border, okay? Make your way through fucking Texas, of all fucking places, get on a bus and come here. And then act like, oh my God, it's just happening. No, this kid is like 3 years old. What the fuck are you thinking? You're coming, and it's coming from fall to winter.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? And we're assholes for saying, hey, look, man, you got our actual fucking people in our cities that have been asking and begging and begging and begging and crying and begging to fucking get housed, not go to jail, fucking to have the basic simple fucking needs met, like water, a place to use a fucking restroom, wash your fucking hands, and a meal. Just a bare minimum, right? Just a bare minimum. Just that. But no, they can't have that. But you'll give it to them, but you won't give it to these people. You'll fucking crucify and lock up our people here that live in the city, actual people, legal citizens, but you won't take them down the street where the actual immigration jail is.
Yeah, because they said they're not cooperating with ICE.
Right. That's only really real quick. Let me just say this one more thing, real quick. And it's like a personal, just see if I can do it. Right, just general principle. We have a camping ban here in the city of Denver. Really, pretty much. And Jesse can basically tell you the camping ban because it'd be fuck. You've been saying it for fucking damn near a decade.
Yes, it's a camping ban that was passed in May of 2012, and
I lived through that camping ban.
It was response to the Occupy movement that has sprung up here in Denver, Colorado, which was a nationwide movement, by the way. After
old movies, 2 movies about it.
After Sambo bailed out the banks, so you had to occupy Wall Street, and it took flight nationwide and got to Denver. And the reason why the camping ban was put in effect was to stifle what was going on with Occupy Denver, because Occupy Denver was feeding people, clothing people, housing people, all of that. They couldn't see it.
I remember the Occupy movement that went across the country.
So they blamed it on the Unhoused. They said, "Oh, the Unhoused are the problem. They're taking up all the space. They're occupying public space. How dare they?" And they passed this ridiculous ban. My last semester of college in 2012, when the world was supposed to end, it met much opposition, but they still went through with it, and it's been in effect for the past going on 10 years.
10 years, yeah. And at least for 5 of those years, I was in the midst of that. So, and in the midst of it, when they were actually where motherfuckers walking around like fucking zombies because they had to move every fucking little bit because the police would come and wake them up. It's just for being covered, just covering yourself, right? So
there was
a little bit where I'm just
what the camping ban is.
Yeah,
it makes it illegal for you to survive on the streets of Denver. You can be arrested, ticketed, or harassed just for covering yourself with a tent, a tarp, a sleeping bag. Anything besides your own clothing is deemed illegal.
In the midst of that, right? I signed a thing so I could go and testify against the police, right? Because in the midst of that, the police were doing a lot of motherfucking harassment and a lot of abuse of power. Like they crushed my fucking power chair in the middle of the fucking alley, and they act like they didn't do it during daylight, and I had to fucking hold them accountable. They tried to hit me with their motherfucking little vehicle in the summertime, trying to get us to move, and really made a scene, right? So I made a scene, right? You're not gonna do that shit to me. Fuck, who you talking about? You ain't gonna do that to me. Hell nah. You're gonna get. I don't give a fuck if you're the police. Fuck the police. I come from LA. Fuck the police, right? So I'm like, they've been doing this. They did this, right? So in that time, Jesse was over there, and Jerry Burton, right, doing the whole court thing, getting people to go to court, documenting it, whole part of a film. Okay, 2 films, right? 2 films, and in the midst of that, right? In the midst of that, there was heavy enforcement, right? And there was signs, and there was fucking hostile infrastructure, right? What we call
Yeah,
hospital.
the rocks.
Like I don't give two
boulders.
fucks about fucking boulders. I build on it. You know what I mean? I've been going around it. I'll sleep under it. Who gives a fuck, right? Right? Fuck this shit. They're doing it on purpose, right? Because we couldn't have nowhere to go. You get banned from a shelter, an overnight shelter for some fucking stupid shit. There's nowhere to go. If you're a woman, there's only one shelter. So what the fuck, you know? I got banned really quickly. As soon as I got really quickly. So
from the Samaritan house.
Right, from the Samaritan house, because I told her, whoa, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. Because she was fucking with me. You know what I mean? Literally, you can't raise your voice to these old ass motherfucking bitches and feel like they own everything. So I was like, no. I got banned in the wintertime. And shit carried on. Well, where are you supposed to go? Where are you supposed to go? Well, we get resourceful. You know, get it how we live. So I don't understand what the fucking problem is. If we can make it out here in the street, that means we can make it anywhere in the fucking street. We're not sitting here crying and asking because at some point we stop doing it. At some point you want to make a motherfucker a villain. All right, here you have it. Now I'm doing it. Now you caught me doing it. Now I don't give a fuck. Now I'm gonna stall you out on these little sweeps. Now nobody's even doing that no more because they're so afraid because they're going to go to jail. And that's even worse. But my thing is, tomorrow on Monday, if I get a chance to speak, I'm be like, nah, you know what? Fuck that. We have a camping ban here. Fucking invoke that camping ban. What's fair? Gander. You know what I mean? It's all fair in unhoused politics right now. It's all fair. Like, fuck it. You're in a tent. Where's your ticket or cited or going to jail? I don't know how many times they had to come get me and lock off the streets because I'm sitting in a fucking tent. I know. I dropped it. I thought nobody noticed, but yet they did. You know what I mean? Here I am. Pulling me out of fucking actual places where you're allowed to be homeless during the day inside, pulling me out to arrest me or coming and arresting me because there's motherfuckers out there, like I pointed out on the RVA, that come do maps late at night. They walk by, they act like they're cool and shit. They chop it up with you. And they're making little maps, little tent maps, telling you this so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so are there. So when they want to pick you up for some bullshit, like remember all last year, we covered it. Where did 1,000 people go? They went to jail and they never came out.
Yep.
They never came out.
They never came out.
So where did they go? Nobody has an answer for that. They're not even in the system, right? Where did they go? And just like now, they're going to go ahead. You can go ahead and lock them up and put them under medical motherfucking 72-hour hold that leads to jail. And I don't know what else that is for the good of them, right? Where do they really go? There's no data for it. They don't have none because nobody's riding that fucking helmet. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So you come over here, you're staying in a motherfucking tent. They had a whole fucking thing. Like 50 people under a bridge, right? All immigrants. Oh my God, right? Oh my God. But where was that same, oh my God, for the unhoused, right? That's almost predominantly all Black. Elderly, handicapped, veterans, right? Youth. Okay, teenagers that have nowhere to fucking go because they can't go somewhere overnight, right? Where the fuck were they? Because motherfuckers die all the time outside in the elements. Just keep in mind, just because they say 32 degrees, they're going to talk about, well, we got to wait till it gets to 11. 32 degrees is still freezing here. And we got
we're coming up on, we will remember.
Yeah, we got a different kind of cold in Colorado.
Yeah.
I've been to Colorado. The winter here is different from the winter in Chicago, different from the winter in the East Coast, different from the winters anywhere else in the Midwest. It's different. We got just a different winter. It's like a dry winter. The wind alone starts to give you're out too long, you're capable of getting frostbite.
Yeah.
Just off of the wind. Your whole face freezes up. You can't even talk. Your shit's just like froze, lips froze, everything's just like almost like it just starts like you just freeze in there. So 32 degrees is freezing. They'll wait till it's 11
before they open up the shelter.
Before they even open up the shelter. They'll wait till it's 101 when we had our hottest summers before they open up the cooling shelters. That's how they give a fuck about the residents. But let them get hot or cold or hungry. It's okay. No, fuck that. Yeah, there is an outrage because what resources we could be getting, we're not getting. We don't even get asked. We get a flyer and keep it pushing. Don't go over there. You know what I mean? You see, there, man, we'll go right now. There's at least 2 Black people I know right now that are very handicapped and can't walk or stand or anything. And they have to move every week. Real shit. And they've been handicapped like that for a while, like a good 5 years. It just keeps getting worse and worse as the years go by. Friends that are no longer whole walking men, now in pieces, scooting along. Real shit. So yeah, no, they were ready. They ain't ready for this winter, but they should be held accountable too. You want to work so much, suffer the consequences as well. We want to work, but yet we go to jail too. We get our shit taken. That shit happen to you too.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have a camping ban. They enforced it. They have no fucking problems coming every 2 hours to move a motherfucker around.
Yeah, they got permanent sweet spots too.
They have no problems. None. They didn't even blink. They said, nah, flashlights. They come in your shit. They shake your shit. They do the seizure flashlights.
Yeah, the whole segment.
Yeah, fuck that. They ain't doing none of that. They don't care. So what's good for them, what's good for us should be the same for them. Then maybe that'll teach you not to come over when you don't got your shit together and or even invited. You know what I mean? And if you're going to let everybody in, then you got to let the Haitians come too.
We got to remind the viewers of that.
For the Haitians.
And we lost a lot of people. Well, shout out to the people that were tapped in. I don't know what happened to you. Hopefully you come back.
Oh no, couldn't handle the heat for a predator, huh?
We ran everybody off, like you said.
Well, shit, that's a real fact right there. What you want me to do? I don't give pacifying conversation. I'm here to comfort your soul.
What's the
For Life Black News? It's a Black platform, unapologetic. Right. But don't come back. Just gonna start saying it's my fault again.
Wow.
Telling the truth. Okay, whatever. What's the next chapter? I was just gonna stop talking so your numbers could go back up. Too truthful around here.
The Crown Act.
Oh my God.
Shabaka, are you still with us?
Shabaka.
Paige and Shabaka.
Shabaka got abducted. Shabaka.
I don't know what's going on with Shabaka. He's having technical difficulties or he done passed out.
Passed out. But you get a minute, as soon as he starts snoring, you'll know he passed out. Shabaka, the Raiders are playing. Shabaka just showing memes of the Raiders. He's obviously asleep. Because he would have jumped on that.
Right.
Like, Shabaka, Jesse's wearing a Raiders hat right now.
That would never happen. Not in this lifetime.
Nothing. You sleep. Damn. You just gonna put it out on blast like that, Jesse? Everybody can see it.
That wasn't my intention. We had to bid our West Coast correspondent farewell. He put in a good work. Getting back to this Crown Act. So we tried to warn them about the Crown Act. They wasn't trying to hear it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shadow banning is real with Frontline Black News.
And Shabaka's Black Experience
Black Experience.
And the Revolutionaries in there.
Yeah, it's definitely they want me to show my ID and verify who the fuck I am after all this time. So I just let the video show. If you don't recognize me, hey man, somebody's slipping over there in your area. I don't feel like I need to show my ID. Like I'm not breaking into my account. You just want to know for what? What's in it for me? No. Yeah, that's fucking weird. So, and then all like block talk and everything we do is getting I don't know, the big cock block.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
On the day that we have our show scheduled for the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't let me direct connect nothing.
And I tried to save the day. I thought everybody just abandoned camp. I didn't hear from nobody, so I tried to save the day and start the show up, and it wouldn't even let me do it. It kept saying all kind of fucking stupid shit, and I was like, man, I hope I'm recording. And sure enough, I was just talking to myself for fucking 45 minutes, thinking I was trying to show some shit. I was like, God damn it, this is fucked up. Should have streamed it. You just see me on both phones, the direct connect, trying to get. I couldn't even get a hold of them. I'm like, where the fellas at? All right, well, let me save the day then. Somebody got to run this shit. It was
There's no access to the studio. We could see you in the studio, but we couldn't do nothing to help you.
I couldn't even see no calls. I was like, look, well, it shows I'm here. If music was playing, God. They said to listen to your show. I'm live. What the fuck? It was not happening. I was like, nobody's in the chat. I was like, the perfect day for everybody to be on sabbatical.
Yeah.
Here I am trying to be the hero and save the motherfucking show. I was like, there you go. Shit. I was like, well, let me see the show. Yep, the show didn't save itself. Did it get through? Did it make it through yesterday? After 12 hours of processing?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Felt like that. I felt like Shabaka's Black experience in that. Our Grand Rising with Shabaka was going to jail for the first time and had to go through that processing shit.
Okay.
It had to take like 12 hours to get through jail. Where you have to get dressed up. Like 12 hours to get your fingerprints and shit. And they're just fucking around. I felt like, I'm like, man, this is real life fucking jail timeline right here. They're straight on fucking CP time. Checked out. I ain't heard no white anybody's saying that they had problems with Blog Talk so far. It's all of our new Black media and Black powered empowered.
Yeah, because TBA was on earlier and he didn't take no calls again.
Yeah, it's all our brethren over there talking about they can't get through.
Yeah, we're all being shadow banned.
I was like, where's our money? Can we get our money back?
Was saying that like they're making it real hard for us to be found.
Yep.
For our message to get out.
Yeah. I don't know, let Jesse tell it. I ran everybody off like always. Oh, you're right. I just, in my defense, kitchen got too hot for y'all little tender ears. You were ready for this truth. You're ready for the truth.
Everybody fall asleep.
Nah, it's early. I was like, what happened? All right, well, whatever. Jesse was just like, it's your fault. All right, yeah, it's my fault.
Moving right along, unfortunately. To the Crown Act. So give the people an update on the Crown Act.
We already updated. We did this one already. Like last week or 2 weeks ago when Duke got suspended again.
Yeah, but we didn't update them on these loopholes.
It's not a loophole. It's just the language is shit, and they just it only applies when they want it to work. But go ahead, play it.
There is a new Times Out implemented by YouTube. You can now times out a person for 10 minutes or a full 24 hours. If you are a moderator, you should have the ability to do this.
Yeah.
But if somebody is coming into the comments, they are being racist, they are being unruly on purpose, on purpose, being totally disrespectful, I still would prefer that you block them above all else. All right? So that's the direction I want to go, and I just want to get rid of these people as quickly as possible, and you do have the ability to do this.
Yeah.
Nobody should be disrupting the live stream or anything that's going on in the chat. All right? Okay. So
okay, Jay Millie,
we're going to talk about the Crown Act. Now, when the Crown Act was implemented, it had to come into being because
the kitchen wasn't too hot because you're still here.
America is very racist. We already know this. And if they can't get you on skin color, they try to get you other ways. So the next best thing was our hair. And our people were being discriminated on jobs, in school, and everything pertaining to the hair because they couldn't get you any other way. Now they have found loopholes in it, and especially our children are still being punished in these schools over their hair. And they are totally disrespecting the Crown Act. And it's an act of racism. They don't want us to be left alone in this society. And that's the big reason why we don't have a crime bill, despite the fact that we get the most hate crimes directed towards us. They don't want us to have protections.
No.
They want us to be sitting ducks for everyone to pick on when they're good and ready. That's how they want us. And they are fighting tooth and nail to keep it that way. They're not fighting for no crime bill, y'all. Let's be real. They're not fighting for us to have any kind of crime bill or any protections out here. So it tells me they intentionally want us to be open for any kind of attack. It is very obvious. You don't have a single politician talking about protecting us as a group. And you know what? You never will. We have to be realistic about this whole thing. Nobody sitting up in Capitol Hill is interested in protecting our group on any issue. And that is the truth. I know we keep talking about crime bills and reparations and qualified immunity. They don't want to do anything for us. Nothing. They don't care what happens to us out here, nor have they ever historically. So let's get into the latest thing that they're doing out here. And I think we all pretty much know about the Crown Act. I really should not have to go over that with you because most of you know what that is. So the Crown Act, the whole basis of it was to protect us from race-based hair discrimination. All right? And there are some people out here that are hell-bent on denying that.
Right back, okay?
And this is why
go off camera because I'm about
are now finding loopholes, and those people are acting on those loopholes because they don't want you to have that protection.
3 minutes.
Okay.
So the Crown Act was created to abolish race-based hair discrimination. It's legal right now in 24 states, but we have all heard about Darryl George. He is the Black teenager from Texas that has been on a back-to-back suspension over his hair. despite the fact that he wears his hair up, it's not touching his collar. He doesn't have any hair hanging down in his face, and they are still suspending him. He's far from the only one, y'all.
Right.
So he's 18 years old. He goes to Barbers Hill High School, and this is an area that's very close to Houston. And him and his family have been in a battle for several months now with his school, and they keep saying his hair is in violation of the school dress code. Now, isn't that amazing? The only hair written into the dress code is our hair. I just find that very racist right there. So the school keeps claiming that Darryl George is violating the dress code because his hair is, they said the length of his hair is in violation. His family is insisting that this should be covered under the Crown Act, and they found this loophole that it's not. You know what? The fact that they find loopholes, that's an act of racism right there.
Yeah.
It just is. So Darryl George and his family have been in a fight with the school since August, when school began in Texas. The family has also reached out to Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the State Attorney General, Ken Paxton, and they're not doing anything to make sure the Crown Act is enforced. So now the family is not only suing the school, they're suing the governor and the attorney general for a lack of concern in enforcing the law. And see, that's a big problem in America. America has a lot of laws on the books, y'all, but they pick and choose what they will and will not enforce. And it's always been this way. So William Sherman, a lawyer who researched and crafted the strategy for the legislative enactment of the Crown Act, told YouTube News that white boys on Georgia's school's baseball team, which follows the dress code, have hair that violates the policy also. So you got white males that are walking around in the same high school that Darryl George goes to, and they got the same kind of length to their hair, and they are not being punished at all. But according to the school, Darryl George's length violates the dress code. But they, at the same time, are ignoring these white teens that are walking around with their hair just as long. And from what I understand, there was a white teen that also had locks in the same school, and they're not bothering him. They're claiming that his hair is like that for religious purposes. What white religion have a requirement of dreadlocks? What's the name of that religion? I mean, these people are so full of crap, it's not even funny. So this attorney, William Sherman, alleges that the school's selective enforcement of the dress code is all about race. And I agree with that. It seems to me that the Texas case, this young man is being singled out because of his protective style. Not the length is offensive to the rules, but the style is offensive to the principle, Sherman added. So there have been other incidents, ladies and gentlemen, that just did not make it out in the news as big as Darryl George. So in January of 2020, before the Crown Act was adopted in Texas, at the same high school, this is the same school that Darryl George is in, two other Black teens, DeAndre Arnold and his cousin, Caden Bradford, were also suspended for the length of their locks by that same principal. In 2021, the father of 7-year-old Journey Hoffmeyer, a biracial girl from Michigan, filed a federal lawsuit claiming racial discrimination against Mount Pleasant Public School after an elementary school staff member, who were also white, this is a white staff member, cut the girl's hair without the parents' permission. Some of y'all might remember that. I did a video on her. Michigan, they adopted the Crown Act in June of 2023. In Georgia, Milton Myrie, a former police officer in the Atlanta area, sued South Fulton, the city of South Fulton, in 2023 after he said he was discriminated against because of his locks. So he's a Rastafarian, and he said he has his locks because of his religion. Now, yeah, I've seen many, in fact, most Rastafarians do have locks. That is very true. He was told by the city police department that he had to cut off his locks to be hired. He signed on for the job, and then he resigned shortly after seeing Black women in his department with locks. Now, they told the Black man he could not have locks, but he saw Black women in the same department with locks. So he resigned, but he is filing suit against them. Although Georgia has not adopted the Crown Act, Fulton County implemented the act in 2020. So it's in Fulton County, it's just not statewide.
Okay.
So by law, how is the Crown Act defined? It's a law that prohibits race-based hair discrimination, which is the denial of employment and educational opportunities because of hair textures, protective styles, which Darryl George is wearing. He is wearing his hair in a protective style, and that should be enough in the law to cover him. But they're saying, no, it doesn't cover length. You see how rotten these folks are? So a federal version of the act passed in the House of Representatives in 2022, but it did not pass in the Senate because, see, they think it's frivolous. See, anything that don't impact them, it's frivolous. They don't see what the big deal is. Yeah, because you don't have to live under all of the racism that we face. So, yeah, I guess it is frivolous to someone like you. So anyway, in the African-American community, the best hairstyles to protect the health of the hair are braids, twists, locks, etc. Because you're not using any chemicals and you're not exposing the hair to heat. So they're saying here's where the Crown Act is not protected. The Crown Act does not address length, which was, they're saying that was left out of it on purpose. That's what they're saying. It was left out on purpose due to the circumstance where hair length could be a danger to a person, such as job involvement, you know, somebody working on a job and they're using machinery and their hair can get caught up in the machine. So following George's suspension for his hair, State Rep Ron Reynolds, the chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus, said he planned to file an amendment that specifically addresses length to stop their perpetual argument to not comply with the Crown Act. And at the end of the day, y'all, that's what it is. They don't want to comply to something that pertains to us. And that is the truth. Sherman advises that when you bring cases under the Crown Act, you should not argue culture. shared experience of a particular community because it's constantly changing. You should argue race. That's what he's saying. You should argue based on race, on why they're making everything about hair length, and it really is. So when we started arguing that, as has been said in the Texas case, well, it's part of his culture, even though it's true, and that is his culture, it's not legally protected. But you can demonstrate that through the law, through jurisprudence, that the hair and race are intertwined. So he said, if you got to fight the Crown Act because you got employers or a school that's constantly still trying to get you over your hair, you're better off arguing it from a race perspective than culture. That's what he is saying. Y'all, we can't catch a break to save our mama's life. We cannot catch a break. They can't stand us to have freedoms over anything, including our hair. And it just goes to show you the fact that they don't want to enforce the Crown Act. It is an act of racism. Mm-hmm. And I do agree with them. You should be arguing it on terms of racism and not cultural. I do agree with that. But it's a shame that we have to go through this even when there's a law on the books. Look at what we still have to go through even when there's a law on the book. You know? Yeah, that is real hatred. And it's very telling when in school, it's these white administrators that are constantly trying to go after Black children over this Crown Act and trying to disregard the Crown Act altogether and still go after our children. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is a disgrace. I feel bad for our children because this is certainly no fault of their own, and they are the ones that are taking it on the chin up in these schools, and it should not be this way. It should not be this way at all. First of all, I'm glad to see a lot of our children with natural hair now. You know, even 20 years back, you still saw a lot of children with relaxed hair. A lot of the adult women were still walking around with relaxed hair. But today, even when I see the kids going to school around here, there's a lot of our children in natural hair now. And I love seeing that. I really, truly do. Yes. And I hope that we continue to go down that road with our children because that only makes their hair healthier. Yep, and that is what I really like.
Lady Chair, are you back?
Yeah. No, the principal is clearly racist. You know, there's been 3 incidents at that school over here, and all 3 students were Black males.
I'm here. I just had it on mute.
Oh. I know white teens. Even when I went to high school, there were several of the not black, but white teenagers at that time, and they were walking around with long hair all down their back. Yeah. And I don't recall any of them getting sent home over their hair.
Nope.
They didn't do that. And apparently they still don't.
I think she's just answering questions.
Oh, yeah. You know, Randall Johnson, there are articles out now. You can actually sue. They have class action suits against many of companies, and because some of the women develop ovarian cancer from using relaxers, and some got uterine fibroids also from using hair relaxers.
Yeah. Dick Gregory had talked about that in Hidden Colors 3 right before he died. Yeah.
You know, I just got tired of using relaxers back in the day, and back around 2011, that's when I did my big chop. I just cut all that relaxed hair off, and I started all over again. And man, that was the best decision I have ever made. I'm so glad I did it. I've been natural ever since. And I don't miss having all of that relaxed hair anyway. I don't miss it at all.
Right.
Oh, True Oil is fine. You know, she's home just doing the best that she can. I know she is still getting physical therapy, but for the most part, she's hanging in there. She's doing okay. Yeah, you know, and I like it too. Denise, I agree with that, because I love having my natural hair. And, you know, having our natural hair, you know what that really means? We're not conforming to anybody else's ways. We're not. We're doing what we want with our hair, and we want, you know, if we want to wear a protective style, or you want to pick out a big afro and go around, and we do what we want with our hair, regardless to how other groups may feel about it.
Right.
That's what I love about it. I don't have to conform to their ways.
Yeah, no.
I don't miss it, Gabriella. I hear you. I don't miss buying all them relaxers and all that, and I don't miss none of it. I really, truly don't. You know, the nice part is when I go out and about, I don't see as many people with relaxed hair as I used to years ago. When I go out, I see more Black women around me with natural hair. I see our brothers walking around with their natural hair, whether it's in locks or an afro or cut short. Everybody got their natural hair, and it looks beautiful to me. I love seeing it.
I think my mousy friends are back.
Well, it's not like, you know, it's not like we relaxed our hair and we got treated better. We still didn't get treated well, even with relaxed hair, okay? We still didn't. That's why people are like, why even bother? There's not no benefit for us to relax our hair. It's not like, you know, you get treated, or is less racism if your hair is relaxed. It's none of that. You still get the same dose of racism. It don't matter. So you might as well do what you want.
It's true.
You know, and I was looking at, oh, get out of there. I was looking at a video. This was a few nights ago, of Asians getting their hair in afros now. I said, oh, okay. I remember back in the day it was ugly when we wore it, but now y'all trying to sport afros? I thought our hair was ugly. You know, these people are a trip. So on us, it's terrible, but on them, it's like the coolest thing and the most trendy thing ever. Man, get out of here with that crap.
That just shows their anti-black racism right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think really you know who still got relaxed hair? Candace Owens.
Oh,
And her hair, when she wears it down, her hair is practically see-through.
Yeah.
She don't even realize that stuff is thinning her hair out badly. You know, the few times you see her take her hair down and get all because she wears a lot of pieces and weaves and stuff like that in her hair. She really does.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back and look at her hair before she was doing updos and everything, her hair was practically see-through. And I said, that's from wearing all those relaxers. And she still wears them. Mm-hmm. You can see, because, you know, you can even see, like, on days when she don't really do her hair, you can even see her edges are all raggedy and everything. And I'm like, girl, you still putting them relaxers in? She still is. Mm-hmm. So y'all, you know, stay true to yourself, especially if you got your hair natural. What you feel and what you think is a hell of a lot more than people that don't look like you when it comes down to your hair. So everybody, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to be talking about Hannah Payne and the verdict that she received, life without parole. Life with parole is what she received this morning. And we'll talk about that a little later around 6:30 today. So I hope to see all of you back then. So please enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll be back with another topic. Shalom, family.
Shalom, listen. I just killed one of my pests. It's horrible, Black family. What are your thoughts, Lady Che, on this Crown Act loopholes?
Well, first of all, the language is just fucking broad and ambiguous, and naturally, of course, you know, whatever it's been, they made it inclusive, so everybody can be a part of it. And like I said, I blame the mother. I blame the mother. Like, you go ahead and why you keep sending him back to the school? Why you keep sending him back to the school? Right. So he gets suspended again. Like, what is the point? Now, at this point, now you're just humiliating yourselves. Right? And you're really just making it harder for him. Like, he's not gonna cut his hair. But for the fact is that the motherfucking the principal or whoever in charge of that shit, school is making it like it's a personal thing. Like, it's a moral code of conduct, personal. Like, you have to do it to show, that you can sacrifice something. Like, this dude ain't making no sacrifices, but he wants this young brother to make sacrifices and cut his hair. Like, no. Isn't there another way? There's not anything else. Like, it's already bad enough. Y'all don't feed me at school. You know what I mean? I'm going through all this. Don't you think I'm already making a sacrifice? This humiliation is a sacrifice. Like, so I find it to be like stupid. and just, if you're the parent and you're in charge, why are you sending him back to the same school? Mm-hmm. Why are you complaining about it? It's your fault. Like, take him out of there. He's already suspended. Fucking put him somewhere else. Send him. Where's his father? Don't you got any male family? Send him somewhere else. Or let him do it at school. You worried about his social well-being? Like, should you be worried about whether he can read or write? Right. Do math? Like, he's missing out on vital education time. You really can't make up. You really can't make that up. Like, do you want him to graduate?
Right.
Do you want him to have a better life? Or are you just worried about, if he's going to be able to get a scholarship or, he's gonna be socially, acceptable. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
well, the mammy seemed like she was the mama seemed like she was a mammy.
She was clearly a fucking mammy, dude. Clearly. That's 30 minutes of me going off about that. Yeah, it's just clearly a mammy. And I don't understand how you can act surprised. Like, if you didn't do your job correctly from start to finish, he would not be feeling confused or even upset. And why do you keep putting him back? And then not only that, but you're not even equipping him with the resources to fight back even at school. He has to just take that abuse. You know what I mean? He can't even really stand up for himself if he's questioning why they're just doing it to me.
Yeah. Sounds like child abuse. Okay. But getting back to the Crown Act itself and these loopholes, what are your thoughts on that? Because we were
I don't really see a loophole. They made the language really ambiguous. It's really broad. So
what a loophole is the length. So
the school enforced their own little propaganda about that, right? They wanted him to cut his hair to be like by his eyebrows or some crazy ass shit like that. I mean, that's fucking impossible. I mean, you factor in black people got shrinkage. You straighten that out. That's a good little long length. Okay, so that's gonna be impossible. I don't understand why they're fucking with him because his hair is clean. It's nice, tight. I mean, you got a little style to it. Not one piece of lint, fuzz, bed feather, hair out of place. No wispies. I mean, I don't understand. Like, he should be the model fucking example of what a good looking hairstyle that was. Right. Instead of shaving him, I'm like, hey, we just tie it up like this. Just during school. You should be like an example. Like, what you doing? Stop shaving him. Hey, shine on him because what kid really puts that much emphasis in his hair? Obviously, somebody that values it, right?
Right.
So I don't see why you can't shine on him instead of be like, oh, have some old bullshit racist fucking propaganda narrative to go with it, and then embarrass him, humiliate him, kick him out of school twice. How he gonna graduate? How he gonna learn anything that he needs to learn? Because that's what you're there for, is to actually teach him some shit. I mean, shit. Like I said, I blame the mother. Like, your scholars in school ain't doing it. Can you do it? Can somebody parent this man and a young man and give him an education, please? Just because I asked. Ask it for a friend. You hear me? Can you please do it? Because at this rate, he ain't never gonna get no education, and he's always gonna be bewildered and not know how to deal with racism, white supremacy, and I'm white and I said so. Just cause, you hear me? That's what the loopholes feel like. I'm white and I said so. It is personal. It's not that the dudes try to make it like a moral, like a biblical moral thing. Like, you need to sacrifice your ass. Like, see, you making no sacrifices. You see the way that dude looked? Yeah. Come on now. Oh, white man ain't making no sacrifices in his life.
No.
But you want the black people to make sacrifices. Come on now. We're 2020, almost 2024. It's a new day. No.
We have to keep letting them get the memo, giving them the memo under 2024. So yeah, we warned y'all about this damn Crown Act. I'm honestly not surprised that they're finding loopholes in it. Like, the premises are always trying to find loopholes into some shit that benefits us, or is supposed to on the surface benefit us. And then you see they found a loophole in the length.
Can they sue him? Can there just some real legal parameters? Because surely this got to be costing somebody money, like the mother. You know what I mean? Like, even him. I mean, he's going. He can't focus. I mean, whatever. But like,
well, like you said, the mama needs to take his ass out of that school. Period. Like, why do you keep putting the son in in the same school where you have to go through this. And there's no other school you can put your son in.
But like you're enabling the motherfucking racist abuse and motherfucking power control and shit. Right?
Yep.
You're enabling it. You're part of the system. You're part of you're part of being like, that's like an enemy to our people type shit. This is wrong. This isn't empowering at all.
Yeah, wasn't the mama talking about people of color and shit?
Oh yeah, broad ambiguous terms, yeah. Straight legal mammies right there. And then it's like, well, he doesn't understand. What do you mean? He's old enough to understand. He should have understood right before he even went to school what kind of life he was gonna have, because it's dangerous to be a black man or black woman in fucking America. Triple K, shout out Jets Bears. You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous. What are you talking about? I don't get it. This is high school too. Like, they're not even giving him really a chance. They're like hobbling him now. You know what I mean? It's a bad look. This goes on your record, right?
To redo his freshman year of high school.
Right. Does this go on your record, right? How many times you've been suspended?
Yes.
And for what? Yeah, you're like hobbling him and making it so it look like he's defiant when it comes time to want to apply for college if he wants to do something in school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It goes on your record. It goes against you, right? It's like, that's a bad look.
Yep. And like you said, the mammy is just enabling it.
Yeah. I mean, why bring it up to public if you're not gonna really stand up and show? I mean, shit, show us. Can we see a good example of proper parenting? Standing up for your kid. Can we see an example, please? I don't have a child right now go to school or nothing. I sure as fuck wouldn't have it for maybe not have her kid in school. That's okay. No, I know how to read. No, I didn't do it. Nah, I'm not doing it. I wouldn't have my kid in school, but I would also very much. They would have the very good understanding that they are black in America. Triple K. Until you say it, you gotta make me laugh. Black in America, and it's dangerous to be black in America. It's racist. Everything is racist. Just off top, and just that's just in general. And then factor in the 9 areas of human activity. It's all bad. Bad. You're guilty before you're not guilty. You know what I mean? They don't care. You're guilty. So just because it's because you're black, and they don't want to say it, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? Look at what's going on in our city. There's like two cases, basically, of these little motherfucking devils in middle school doing the most and getting away with it, and then being asked by our coonish motherfucking NAACP to come in and apologize and do some work, some racial work. Apologize? We really want an apology? Apology?
Yeah, apology.
Fuck your apology. But what was really the aim there? Because you're gonna ask them to do some community service, okay? But you're gonna set them around some more coons, right? Yeah, there's gonna be like all with them. Like it's not gonna be empowered. You're gonna set them around some empowered black people. Send these little white people's parents and these kids over here. So like motherfuckers like us. Look here, little devil. You know you. You know what I mean? No, that's how your little blue eyes. No, devil, no. You know what I mean? No, I said no. What the fuck you walking away for? You ain't gonna do that. You're sitting over here where a motherfucker will snatch you up. And just go ahead and say those words. Please. You know what I mean? Say the words that you know you're not allowed to say. Say it. And then get a full motherfucking education of why you're not gonna say it. After you get these motherfucking hands and feet with motherfucking your age. You know what I mean? It's wrong. Then I gotta send him over there. They gonna be like, so you know, they gotta give him that quality conversation. Talk to him. Not gonna give him no real fucking insight. Not gonna give him the fear of God. So what's happening, man? The white people over here are like, I remember when they used to walk across the street from us, clutch their purse, look down, and walk fast. Now they just so cold.
Yeah, they're too comfortable.
And they have the audacity in our own fucking areas to call the laws and be like, there can't be. Yeah, why? You can't even afford to live in your area no more. Do drugs, I'm sure. Sorry, I bet you're doing drugs in your apartment though, right? Nobody want to talk about that. Oh God, it's stupid, man. It's stupid. But I would educate my kid. That's off top. That kid wouldn't go to school at all, even if I got desperate and I needed the school to babysit my kid. Right?
Shout out to all the viewers. Appreciate y'all tapping in late with us. So this is a damn shame. We tried to warn y'all here in Colorado with Leslie Herod. This crown act.
Opposite the crown act. I'm like the crown act's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. And even if it was for you, you ain't changed your hairstyle in like 4 fucking years.
Nope.
You could have did it. Yeah, ain't nobody doing shit over there with their shit. They're not letting it out. They're not letting it breathe. They're not redoing it.
Still not combing it.
You remind me of the goosey. Anyway.
Bruce.
Yeah, you're not doing shit. That's doing shit, motherfuckers. It's like there's a lot of fucking there's a lot of bullshit shit talking going on around about this hair shit, right? But I don't see you guys doing anything special or different. I like 4 days. I at least fucked with this shit like 3 different ways. Yeah, changing it up all the time. Just changing it up, just because I felt like I'm bored or whatever. You know, change it up. The only one I see that's changed their shit is fucking Leanne Wheeler. That's the only one.
That's the only one.
In 2 years, 3 years, she cut it twice, I think. Maybe. Yeah, 3 times. That's the only one. The only one. We can name all the mammies and they all look the same.
Yep. You talking about the free coons on?
Shit. I'm talking about motherfucking them. That one bride I don't like in Aurora. Yeah, it's her. Fucking median. Yeah, all of them, especially her. You put it in that line, the audacity. Dare you speak to me? Yeah, no, real shit though. You're gonna go on the Crown Act, man. Fucking utilize it. I said the brothers changing it up all the time. Utilize it, or else the fucking whites are gonna take over what is not meant for them.
Yep, and make it use it to their advantage.
Remember that fucking emo time, or that time where everybody was rocking all that fucking punk rock shit, motherfucking colored hair. Look, what our council people got colored hair right now.
Yeah,
they should still have that, but they still have that.
Oh, you're talking about Sawyer, Purple Rain.
Yeah. Fucking the whites, man, the whites, the fucking raggedy ass bohemian fucking look. You know what I mean, and just get away with it, just like having piercings in their face and shit like that. Those I remember a time where you shouldn't have no tattoos from like here up or on your arms or whatever, right? Arms and hands, because I mean, like nothing really noticeable, because you might have to go apply for a job. I remember learning that, so you're supposed to get like fucking hickeys or nothing on your from like here to like right here. So you're supposed to pull your, comb your hair, at least tie it up a little bit, try to look presentable, and they weren't gonna, really fuss with you. They might have something to say, but stand your ground. You know what I mean? Because they really do. If you looked presentable, right?
Yeah.
Well, presentable can be perceived in any way. They'll say your hair is messy. You'll say, hey, my hair is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's presentable. And just don't give in. Don't give in. Buckle too easily, man. We gotta apologize for. The universe gave you this beautiful shit.
Exactly. Like why we gotta apologize for the way our hair naturally grows out of our head.
Jealousy of fucking of the way it grows and the fucking the fucking way the universe attaches itself and just downloads it instantly to you. Why we gotta apologize for that? Don't apologize. They need to apologize.
Right.
Apologize for your fucking jealousy. Shit. Apologize that your fucking hair don't stand up on your arms or your hair like in your fronts or whatever. Just stand up on its own because the fucking universe is trying to give you messages when you touch your feet barefoot on the ground. Or when you get out the shower and this water just jump right off. It don't even just go down, it just jumps right off. Like water repellent. You just drops. You see drops just chilling in it. It's beautiful. Why you gotta apologize? Don't fucking apologize. They owe you an apology.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't apologize for fucking something the universe blessed you with. Fuck that, man. It made us do too much, family. Too much. Just so comfortable and say, I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and cut my hair off. Fuck you. Fuck no. It's beautiful. Let it out. Fucking do whatever you want with it. Cover it up, protect it. I personally am protecting my shit right now. I don't like cutting my hair, especially after I had to cut it all off. So do whatever I have to do, and I'm trying something different. Shit, fuck it. I ordered the wrong shit. It was supposed to be blue. It came purple. Oh well. Let's do something with it. But me being mixed, I feel it differently. You being you shouldn't have to apologize for what is fucking naturally given. And they should apologize out of jealousy because fuck, their shit don't stand up. They're not getting downloads. They're not receiving nothing from here, from as below, so as above, so below. You hear me? Goes both ways. They're not receiving it. They're not getting fucking messages. They're not doing anything with their fucking God-given fucking blessings.
With their dog hair?
Yeah. No, they're not. Except just letting it fucking be weightless, volumeless. Just dank this motherfucker. Like, that shit is fucking just, it's just, yeah. I have naturally curly motherfucking hair. Curly motherfucking hair. And it's weird in all kind of places, dude. Weird in all kinds of sections. So I'm typical mixed fucking shit. But I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. My feet are on the ground and my shit standing up. Right now I got a little hair standing up. Hair over here just standing up. Seeing the light. So, I know it's not happening for them. That's not on us. That's them. They're being haters. They're jealous. Don't apologize. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. And take that kid out of school. He obviously that school ain't meant for him. Stifling him. This is like a case of like, I would look at this like, isn't it neglectful to stifle your kid from an education that he should have freely and willingly, givingly fucking, he looks smart. He looks like he wants to be there. And you're depriving him of that, just pushing him out to a system you want him to be in. Fuck, take him out and do something. Don't he got a father? Where's his father? Uncle, brothers, anything like that?
Right.
Good dude in the neighborhood? Anything, something? Like, where's the men? You ain't hear nothing about no men standing up for this dude.
Nope. Not at all.
Except for Uncle Phil.
Yeah, Uncle Phil. But you're talking about his immediate family. We ain't heard nothing about his family.
Even in Texas. You don't see no men out there trying to protest with like long locks.
Being a white,
like that.
in a white area, probably in a white part of town, white area of the state.
Trying to manifest that, man. Let's manifest that for the little guy. Like, let's have some brothers out there just rocking their hair any way they want to. Fades, fucking froze, fucking locks, fucking wigs, whatever. Twists, braids, you know, lace fronts, whatever it takes, man. Just hey, go help him out. Surely that'll get some attention. Get some men out there to do it. Because I mean,
Right.
women are mamming it up over there, and he's getting neglected.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to you can't play no ball if you ain't got no education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's bad luck trying to get in a quality college if they keep fucking suspending you over something like that. Because then some other white person that's in charge of that is gonna look like you disobedient. You won't follow no rules. You just renegading it. You know what I mean? And you made a scene, and you got the media involved. Blah 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 blah. It's bad luck.
Yeah.
Punish him more for it. Blame the mother for the punishment.
Y'all, we had 6 people in here. Appreciate y'all definitely staying up late with us. It's definitely after midnight, after 1 where we're at. Lady Che, I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna do a part 3 tomorrow.
Hell, man. What's on the list? What do you miss
We
now?
got Harvard president survives anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Accusations. Then we got Coonye West is back at it. His latest rant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Charleston White got whooped on at a comedy show.
Uh-huh.
And then our Unhoused Neighbor News and Unhoused Neighbor Sweets.
Okay. I want to do an RVA, but I want to highlight some funny shit that I saw in the news. Kind of funny to me, anyway. Mostly. That's what I've been doing sometimes is researching. I kind of want to do that. I don't know when, though. I don't know when I'm going to do it because it's already 1:30. But probably tomorrow. Just look for an RVA. I do RVAs like really weird times. Pretty much move me.
Oh, Jay said he'll start a live.
Right now, I'm going to head over there. Are you going to have a panel? Are you have a panel, cuz?
Yeah, are you going to have a panel, Jay?
Hey, can we talk about what's going on in the music? With some of these people, that would be dope. Because man, got a list, it's all kind of shit. I had a list just for that alone. But
yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in to season 3. Episode 37, Trey 7, Part 2 of the Frontline Black News. We'll be back tomorrow or later on today with Part 3. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe to all our platforms. Frontline Black News, The Revolutionary Agenda, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on YouTube and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter.
And just share them if you can. Just share this one. Just platform is growing.
Oh, you've been on for an hour?
Damn. Okay, so just I guess just let me know. Let me know. I'll be looking for the message or the notification, I guess.
Yes.
Anyway, stay black, stay dangerous, and stay highly favored. So, guess we'll talk to you soon. And just stay on after you hang up.
All right.
Okay. Peace, family.
Peace. Check out our past episodes as well.
Mm-hmm.
From our first and second seasons. So peace, love, light, reparations and separations, and Black empowerment. We'll see y'all later. Peace.